All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever Hoya Nation Sports Broadcasting call-in show. And we're going to hope this is going to work. We got our fingers crossed here. We're going to field some telephone calls and get some predictions here, some score predictions from the fans as you guys are tuning in. Hopefully you're driving your way over here. Adam Freeman alongside me for the second week in a row. David Brock, head men's basketball coach at Harrison High School. What's going on, David?
It's good to be back. You know, it's a week-by-week contract thing that my agent has worked out with this, but, you know, it's good that in the 11th hour we could kind of figure out the terms of this thing and be back one more week to watch some Hoya football.
Well, I totally agree with that as we look out across this what is a beautiful field here at North Forsyth High School. The Purple Raiders, I guess they would be, look kind of a little reminiscent of a Furman-type uniform.
Yeah,
very look a lot like the Paladins over there from Furman University. It's gonna be an interesting sort of mix. I mean, this is the first ever meeting between these two teams, and I'm anxious to see if anybody's going to call in.
Yeah,
me
too.
Because we just kind of did that. With Coach Cassidy's just texting me. His mom's trying to listen to the game, and she can go to our website and listen.
Or download the number 5 ranked sports app in the Southeast.
Absolutely. And you can go right to the App Store and do that.
We're looking at Travis Farmer right now. You know, a guy not on the injury report, but should be with the boot there. The foot looks like it's healing up a little bit after breaking that leg. So
yeah, he took a little bit of a tumble there in the field house.
He did.
And I'll be the first one to tell you. You know, people give him a hard time about that, but I'll tell you what. Those steps are tough to navigate, especially when it's completely dark in there. Now, again, I'm not going to go as far to say that I have tumbled down and broken a bone, but I may have stepped gingerly.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I didn't wipe out on it by any stretch of the imagination, but it is tricky. I will give him that. So, Josh. Coach Cassidy, I just texted him that information, so hopefully he gets that. Again, if you're listening right now, probably the two options that you've got, the easiest one, if you're listening on your phone, you're coming to us, is to go to the App Store, download the free app, Hoya Nation Sports. Just go in the App Store, search Hoya Nation Sports, and download it. Once you download it, go ahead and log into it. And then you can chat with us on our live chat line, which we're going to try and keep as up-to-date as we can. We got a little bit of a glare up here at the top of Pee Wee Reese Stadium as we have the sun at our backs. But still, we're going to do the best we can and try to respond to your chats and your questions. So the call-in show is really designed to generate some buzz. And get some folks with their score predictions, really.
That's right, yeah.
So we just did a Facebook Live for the first time this year and Instagram Live as well. That's been put out there. And so we put that information out there. So hopefully it's on our story. We'll do another live story right now. You guys, okay? Checking the old connection with – ooh, that didn't – that's okay. That works all right. All right, there we go. All right, so me and Coach Brock here on top of the visitor stands here at North Forsyth High School. We're right in the middle of our call-in show right now.
That's right.
So now is the time. Now is the time to get on here, 678-596-1971. That's 678-596-1971. So be the first ever. Be the first ever to call into our call-in show so we can put you on the air. That's what we live to do.
Yeah, I think that maybe some correct score predictions. We might be able to figure out some sort of incentive.
We could get. I'm gonna say we got a Chick-fil-A gift card.
Yeah, there we
Chick-fil-A
go.
gift card. Chick-fil-A gift card for the person that gives the correct score prediction of tonight's game. But you got to do it on the call-in show. So let's get it done. We got about 10 minutes before we go live with the Carl Black and Pinnacle Orthopedics pregame show. This is just us having fun right now. So if you're watching this, if you've got the number, go ahead and give us a call and give us your prediction.
I'm interested to see what some predictions will be coming into the game tonight, right after a letdown for us in week one, and kind of how we'll bounce back. And what should be a pretty good matchup today with North Forsyth, a team that had a pretty convincing win in their opener.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they played a team that was subpar. I mean, let's be honest. They were not of the anywhere near what Harrison's going to put out there tonight and every week moving forward. But still, a win's a win,
no
and
doubt.
It was a convincing win. Alcovy, as Brock alluded, probably not the best team in their region, but North Forsyth played well enough to shut them out. So that's something that you got to pay attention to. Also, pay attention to what's going on. Trip Richardson making his first varsity start tonight, and we'll just sort of see how well this offense progresses. I think it will help that Marcus Blazard is going to be strictly defense tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he definitely impacted the game in the first half, and we'll get into this more probably a little bit in our pregame show, but you could just sense in the second half the amount of snaps the defense was on the field the whole time, and it will definitely help him. I think you'll see fresher legs from a lot of those guys being able to go on one side of the ball. So
yeah,
definitely.
And when you look at the stat sheet from last week, and I think Marcus only carried the ball 3 or 4 times, but still, you're in there, you're grinding, and when he carries the ball 3 or 4 times, he's everything he does is 110%.
No question.
He's putting forth max effort whenever the ball is snapped. And I agree with Coach Brock. I think anything that the Hoyas can do to keep him fresher, he's a leader on that defensive side. What's interesting is we've got a couple of injuries that we'll talk about in the pregame show. So we've got a couple of guys that have got some chances to really step up tonight. We'll highlight those guys in the pregame. So it looks to me like we may have our first. Nope.
No, that is some it's solid fantasy football stuff.
Oh gosh, here we go. Here we go.
Fantasy football heating up week one. The faculty at Harrison.
What was it? Is it with the Rock Solid Fantasy Football League?
Rock Solid Fantasy Football League.
It's serious, dude. And here's the deal. We've had one game, and Kerry Ward's already complaining about his wideouts pulling hammies. Look, Kerry. That's why you build a deep roster. Yeah. My starting wideout is out too.
Yeah.
Guess what? I got a surprise for everybody. I got a sleeper that nobody saw coming.
I think
and I'm about to insert him in my starting lineup as soon as Mike Evans gets the out for week one. I'm gonna just shock the world.
Yeah, guys get fired when they start leaning on one guy and he gets hurt. I think he's got to self-reflect there and look at how he drafted and the holes that he might have.
Yep, and that's something that could come back to haunt you, not just in week one, but on down the line as well. So, not really getting a whole lot of folks calling in tonight. I'm afraid that they thought I was kidding, Brock.
Well, it's a new thing that we're trying out, right? And I think we'll definitely gain some traction with it as we go. I will say right now, the student section for North Forsyth is definitely filling up, and they don't have the exact same policies that we had in the Hawk's Nest.
Let's This is the exact opposite of the Hawk's Nest right here. As we were walking in, there were no temperature checks. There was no nonsense like that going on. There is zero social distancing going on in the North Forsyth student section. The visitor stands they're basically they're cordoned off. They're skipping rows. That's about all I could see as we were walking up here. I don't know what's going on the other side, but it's interesting to me how drastically the North Forsyth they're back. They're face to face. So it's just interesting how the different districts are handling this. So, but again, it's just one of those things that we're gonna be back November 5th face to face, and we look forward to that day, and we're gonna do the best we can until we get to that point. Really looking forward to tonight. Looking forward to seeing the Hoyas bounce back, get up off the mat, in what was, quite possibly one of the most disappointing halves that I've seen in recent memory. And again, the reason why is because the bar is so high.
Yeah.
And when you have a program like Harrison, not just because they're coming off a state title, but just consistently in years past have been able to field playoff teams, make deep runs, send guys, to college to play ball. You look at the program, and then you see a half like that, and you're just like, you don't expect that. So I look for them to bounce back. I think they had a really good week of practice. They're dealing with some injuries, which we'll talk about in our broadcast, in our pregame show, our official pregame show. Like I said, this is just me and Brock just shooting the breeze, just chatting it up with no specific agenda, with this is just me and Brock with no sponsors. This is
that's right.
With freeform Hoya Nation sports broadcasting, which is basically just an expansion of our conversation on the hour and 10-minute drive out here as the wind kicks up just a little bit. And
I think I'm interested with this, and you kind of mentioned it a couple minutes ago, but some of these road games that are out of county, how it will differ, from place to place on the home field advantage, because we even talked about it last week at the Altoona game. Even when we had full capacity of those students, kind of a totally different environment than what you would have expected for one of those games. So just something kind of to keep in mind, I think, as the season rolls on.
Absolutely. As we get close to the top of the hour and the Carl Black Pinnacle Orthopedic pregame show, as the band files onto the field, that's one of the things that my partner, who will be joining us next week, Terry Kemp, was so very good at, is painting the picture. I mean, he is a published author.
Yeah, I'm just a basketball coach, man.
Of multiple books. And has a way of phrasing everything just right. And I think if he were here tonight, he would probably say that tonight is one of those really picturesque evenings. You got the sun setting over our shoulders here, just kind of bathing in its light right now as we await kickoff for probably another 30 minutes or so as we're about to get going here. So we're gonna sign off for right now. We'll be right back on the air with you for the Carl Black and Pinnacle Orthopedic pregame show. And till we meet again in a couple minutes, it's Coach Freeman with Hoya Nation Sports Broadcasting.
Hello, Hoya Nation, and welcome to the pregame show brought to you by Pinnacle Orthopedics and Carl Black Chevrolet at Town Center on the new Hoya Nation Sports app and live player on HoyaNationSports.com. Here's the voice of the Hoyas, Adam Freeman.
What's up, Hoyas? This is Adam Freeman coming to you. It is Friday, and we are live from Pee Wee Reese Stadium on the campus of North Forsyth High School to bring you this non-region matchup between the Harrison Hoyas and the North Forsyth Raiders on HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app. You can give us a shout on the Hoya Nation Sports app live chat line on your phone through the Hoya Nation Sports app or on your laptop on our website at www.HoyaNationSports.com through our new interactive live player right there on that same page. We want to thank our sponsors, Carl Black Chevrolet, the Hoya Alumni Live Chat Line, Big Frog Custom T-Shirts, J.L. Brooks Construction, Remax Unlimited, Pinnacle Orthopedics, the Mazakowski family, Farmers Insurance, the Stover Group, and you are listening to right now the Carl Black and Pinnacle Orthopedic pregame show. And, boy, I tell you what, this is the first ever meeting between the Hoyas and the Raiders. The Raiders coming off a big win, 33-0 over Alcovey, and the Hoyas coming off a disappointing home loss in a rematch with the 2019 state championship game to the Altoona Buccaneers, 27-17. They jumped out to a 10-0 lead and then gave up 27 unanswered and scored a touchdown late to cut into that deficit. But the Buccaneers came away with a victory at Cobley Stadium. For the Hoyas to bounce back, we're going to take a brief.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our annual Salute to the Military football game. The North Forsyth family has a long history of respecting and recognizing our military veterans and their families. We are proud of our 12 faculty members who are veterans and our over 400 graduates who have volunteered to serve in the military. This evening we're being joined by veterans of all services and by the command element of our Marine Corps JROTC program. We would like to introduce them now. First, we have Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Andrea Adams, Cadet Major Owen Taylor, Cadet Sergeant Major Joshua Greenway, the NFHS MCJROTC program instructors are Chief Warrant Officer 3, C.K. Villaroo, Master Gunnery Sergeant Randy Merritt, and Gunnery Sergeant Snook, all of whom are retired Marines with almost 80 years of active duty experience. Our school's JROTC program has been selected as a National Naval Honor School for the past 15 consecutive years and has been ranked as the best Marine JROTC program in the Southeast for 4 out of the past 7 years. The drill team, color guard, rifle team, and Raider Challenge physical fitness team have consistently...
All right, we are awaiting the national anthem, which will be upcoming here shortly. And for the Hoyas, in order to bounce back tonight, they're going to have to get back to basics. And that's what we're doing here up at the top of the visitors' stands, Coach Brock, here on the visitors' side. So, Coach Brock, just tell it like it is for right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, we're really looking for the Hoyas to just have a bounce back from last week. And I tell you what, we're looking over here at the historic Pee Wee Stadium, and nice setup they've got. You know, shrubs on the far side right there, a little between the hedges action that it looks like. It should be a great game and a great night for football. I'll tell you what, the weather couldn't be any better than what it is right now. And like Coach Freeman said, right now we're really honoring some military tonight, right? North Forsyth have done a cool thing right there, and we're sort of awaiting that national anthem. to start. So I know it's kind of thrown a little bit of broadcast off, but I'll tell you what, we are excited to bring this game to you guys.
And we're very lucky to have these military leaders with us tonight. They're local from the community, the North Forsyth community, giving back so much to this program here at North Forsyth.
Completed one tour in Iraq during Operation Iraqi Freedom.
So we're going to see who is here on the live chat line. Hello, you're with Hawaii Nation Sports Broadcasting.
On April 3rd, 2005, his life was tragically cut short, and shortly after his passing, the number 40 was retired from Raider football.
No dice there.
In 2007, a new tradition began.
Must be a North Forsyth fan.
I guess so.
What it means to be a Raider. It is an award of strength, character,
we shall see.
Leadership on and off the field. This evening, Jack's daughter
Valerie,
Jack's mother Tricia,
just kind of give you a little bit of a recap as far as the depth chart. We're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later in our pregame show, brought to you by Carl Black Chevrolet and Pinnacle Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. The O-line is going to remain largely unchanged here for the Hoyas. Tate Harmon at left tackle, Victor Garza-White at left guard. Cole Simmer starting at center. Sean Santos will be the right guard tonight, and Peyton Bumpers at right tackle. Wide receivers, Marcus Owens, Dylan Beasley, and Reggie Brigman will be starting at wideout tonight, and the tight end is going to be Bryce Stanfield. Running backs are going to be basically Aknad Shavaz will be the fullback, and Cameron Hunt is actually going to be one of the wing backs, which is he's going to be seeing some more action tonight due to injury. And of course, Jay Ziegler is the feature wing back, as he was last week. So we're going to see some new folks on the depth chart, see what they can do, and we're going to give you an update once we see their alignments and see where they are as far as formations and that sort of thing. As the ROTC is down here about to walk to the middle of the field and start the national anthem here on what is a very historic September 11th, 19 years ago today. Very significant, life-changing date in American history, and these young men we're about to honor all those individuals here in just one moment. So prior to that, Coach Brock, I mean, watching these two teams warm up tonight, there's not a whole lot that you can glean from that, other than the fact that the directional punting game from North Forsyth probably needs a little bit of work.
It's questionable at best.
And actually, Farmer's moving around pretty well down there. Rapid change of direction.
That was right there. You can't tell if it was a hamstring or.
Well, he had a rapid change of direction, and he recovered well. So, all right, here it is, the national anthem.
The United States Army. The United States Navy. the United States Coast Guard. The United States Air Force. The United States Marine Corps.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, if only for a moment. Here's the national anthem.
Please remain standing until the colors are retired into the end zone. Performing tonight's national anthem is the North Forsyth High School Chorus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at North Forsyth High School. And a very moving tribute to those that lost their lives on September 11th, as well as to our armed forces. So hats off to the North Forsyth administration, their band and their color guard, as well as their JROTC unit. As Coach Brock and I are looking here at the different starting lineups and things have changed, in this first ever meeting, Hoyas coming off that tough loss. And going to give you guys a trivia question right out of the gate here.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. So you can tell us the answer over the chat line, which is starting to heat up again as Mitchell Gilbert is listening from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kelly Connors is listening. And our athletic training staff does a great job. Megan Connors, Jonna Westbrook, Kayla, all those young ladies do a great job. John Hand is listening. John listens every week. Gavin Hall is listening from Ohio, I would assume, Gavin. Hope everything is going well up there. Hope the Hoyas can pull one out on this game day. But here's the question for you guys, and this is a little bit of a trick question. See how well you guys know your sports. All right. John Elway is the owner or managing partner of the Denver Broncos right now, general manager. We all know he was a very famous football player, very accomplished, won 2 Super Bowls. Okay. John Elway was originally drafted by what 2 teams?
We do have a trivia. I mean, there is a trivia expert about a row below us right here.
We got a trivia expert who's blowing us up. But what John Elway was originally drafted by what 2 teams? He was drafted by 2 teams. Okay, so I need both teams, not just one, to get the answer correct. And no, the answer was not the Hoyas. He was not drafted by the Hoyas. Okay. So,
that's Hoya Nation rolls in right in front of us right now.
So they're not exactly sure where they're going to stand or sit, but they're pretty sure that they're going to be sitting next to each other and they won't be social distanced, because at this point the North Forsyth group is not social distance, so I don't think they are enforcing that tonight.
No, definitely rolling.
So
deep.
we're gonna go to a commercial break and see if we can't get an answer. Again, that trivia question is: John Elway was originally drafted by what 2 teams? What 2 teams drafted John Elway? We're going to go to commercial break. You're listening to Hoya Nation Sports Broadcasting on HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Of a new house but don't know where to start? J.L. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
Ugh, I really need a new car.
Well, did you know that Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Kennesaw has over 28 acres of inventory?
Really? That means there must be a car fit for me.
Of course. Just visit www.carlblackkennesaw.com to see their latest specials and to find your dream car today.
For the past 29 seasons, Pinnacle Orthopedics has been the proud orthopedic provider for Harrison Athletics. Team physician Dr. Brandon Burris ensures all Hoyas are at the top of their game. With 5 locations and 16 positions, Pinnacle is always ready to help you get back to the game you love. For more information, visit pinnacle-ortho.com.
Are you looking for a real estate agent with the experience, the tools, and the know-how? Located in Kennesaw, Don Brooks and other RE/MAX associates ensure you find just what you're looking for. They've been serving the Metro Atlanta area for over 32 years, and a large sum of their profits go to help the Children's Miracle Network hospitals across the U.S. and Canada. For more information, you can visit www.remax.com or visit them via Facebook or Twitter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at North Forsyth High School, where the Harrison Hoyas are set to battle the North Forsyth Raiders in about 8 minutes and 50 seconds. We have yet to get a correct answer here on our chat line here, which is interesting. This is actually not an easy question.
No, it's not. But I would assume that some of these Hoya faithful are probably used to their CTLS and looking some answers up during live things. So you would think that they would find this one way or the other.
I think maybe they've clicked go live one too many times and it's frozen. Here's what you guys do. If you click go live trying to get that answer and it freezes, here's what you need to do. You need to go into your settings.
That's right.
Go into your browser history, hit clear data.
That's all it takes.
And don't just do it for the last 7 days. Do it for the last 90 days.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And then you can get back on Google and maybe you can get this question correct. But as of right now, we are still without a correct answer. Well, that gives us some time to get to BJ Locke's keys to the game.
Yes, sir.
Which everyone loves. BJ Locke, and they love his insight. Personally, he's my go-to guy. He and Nick Williamson, they're the guys I depend on to speak the truth and let me know what's going on each week. So BJ Locke's keys to the game, number one, no penalties. We saw that last week. First play of the game was a false start penalty, so we got to eliminate that, and he addressed that right out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We focused on that, and looking at number two here is sustaining drives. I mean, that's a key thing that we saw in the second half, right? I mean, the offense just couldn't really get anything going, and we had way too many 3-and-outs there, so definitely another big key tonight.
And the next thing is obviously it kind of goes hand in hand with what we just mentioned, and that was keeping the defense from having to stay on the field. So getting some stops, getting some 3-and-outs from our defense so that the offense can kind of put the pressure on the Raiders' D a little bit longer. So that kind of takes the pressure off the defense when our offense can sustain drives. And that goes hand in hand with keeping that defense off the field.
Yeah, and the last one he talked about, which may be the biggest one tonight, is no third and long. I think this could encompass a lot of the previous ones, but really, no matter who you've got in there on offense, you want to put your quarterback in a position to make plays in third and manageable, and we've got to do a good job of making sure we don't put ourselves in these 3rd and 8 plus positions. Especially with a group that's trying to find some momentum on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to find a rhythm, and that's what we're looking for. And somebody that's found a rhythm is Leslie Mokulis, who got our trivia question correct. It was the Colts and the Yankees.
Oh, right.
So that sort of started a little bit of a controversy because when John Elway got drafted by the Colts, he played crybaby and then said, I'm not playing for the Colts. And then he goes, I'm just going to play baseball. He got drafted by the Yankees very high. So that's one of those things that a lot of people may not know unless.
That's a good trivia question.
And she obviously cleared her data, cleared her history, and got on it. So Leslie Mokulis, when I see you on Monday, I will have a T-shirt for you and some more stickers, which I put in everybody's box today, which you may have noticed that. If you checked your
Friday, I don't take my box on Fridays.
If you checked your mailbox, I hear you. All right, so those are BJ Locke keys to the game. We hope you guys are sharing our website with everybody that you know, HoyaNationSports.com, as well as hope that you guys are following us on Hoya Nation at Hoya Nation SB, as well as on our Twitter at Hoya Nation SB. That's our Instagram handle as well, at Hoya Nation SB. So as we get a little bit closer, about under 5 minutes to go here, we're going to take another short commercial break and hear from some of our sponsors. You're listening to Hoya Nation Sports Broadcasting on HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Are you dreaming of a new house but don't know where to start? J.L. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
Ugh, I really need a new car.
Well, did you know that Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Kennesaw has over 28 acres in inventory?
Really? That means there must be a car fit for me.
Of course. Just visit www.carlblackkennesaw.com to see their latest specials and to find your dream car today.
For the past 29 seasons, Pinnacle Orthopedics has been the proud orthopedic provider for Harrison Athletics. Team physician Dr. Brandon Burris ensures all Hoyas are at the top of their game. With 5 locations and 16 physicians, Pinnacle is always ready to help you get back to the game you love. For more information, visit pinnacle-ortho.com.
Are you looking for a real estate agent with the experience, the tools, and the know-how? Located in Kennesaw, Don Brooks and other RE/MAX associates ensure you find just what you're looking for. They've been serving the metro Atlanta area for over 32 years, and a large sum of their profits go to help the Children's Miracle Network hospitals across the U.S. and Canada. For more information, you can visit www.remax.com or visit them via Facebook or Twitter.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to North Forsyth High School. The Harrison Hoyas getting ready to kick it off against the North Forsyth Raiders, who are in purple tonight, purple and white, purple jerseys and white pants. The Hoyas and number 55 for the Hoyas heading out as the captains come out. And that's Cole Simmer, who is starting at center tonight. And just going over a couple things that are going to be interesting. Free safety tonight, Reggie Brigman making his first start. Be interesting to see how he handles that, as well as Hayden Trice starting an inside linebacker. So we'll have to keep an eye on number 27 and also on Brigman, who we're going to get his number here in just a moment. And Brigman is number 18, so we'll be keeping an eye on how many times we say numbers 18 and 27.
Yeah, Reggie, just a sophomore, making his first true start. So definitely an athletic guy that is going to be capable of making plays for the Hoyas. It'll be interesting to see what he does out here tonight.
So the players, the captains, are at midfield now, exchanging glances and calling it. And it appears that the Hoyas have won the toss and have elected to take the ball here. And in an attempt to shake off those offensive doldrums and get into the end zone on the first drive of the game, as the Raiders are about to come out of that giant black helmet to our right, yes. Coach Brock, and it looks like it could use a little bit more air. I don't know if it's it's the opposite of Deflategate.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Yeah, about 80% inflated right there. We've got the smoke going now.
Oh, we got some smoke. We're going to have to I think those cheerleaders on the first two rows are maybe going to have to be transported to the hospital and maybe intubated. Wow.
I'm waiting for Brian Dawkins to come crawling out of that thing.
That would be epic. As the Raiders come out of the smoke-filled helmet there on the I guess the western end zone, I guess the way that the campus is situated here at North Forsyth. Catherine Duffy is listening. And, yes, Leslie, you will not have to steal a sticker off my desk in the morning. You have earned it with that trivia question answer. Congratulations. And we will possibly – I'm gonna put Coach Brock to work on a second-half trivia question here.
I'm on it.
And he has already got the wheels turning. As the cheerleaders are getting set up, and again, the new rules here, you can be from all the way down to the 10, in between the 10s. Got a couple of cheerleaders in my classes, so it's good to see them outside of class. They are also participated in our Facebook Live post just moments ago. So we hope you guys were able to check that out on my Facebook page. And a couple other players that I want to focus on tonight that I'm interested to see, obviously with Brigman filling in at free safety, Charles Remy at outside linebacker, but also on offense, Rowan Swingley is going to see some time at tight end tonight. He's a very, very talented kid, very athletic kid. He's a junior, and I would imagine he got some time last night at the JV game that the Hoyas won at Campbell.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, looking over here across the way, pretty good atmosphere. The bleachers are I'd say 75-80% filled up over here for North Forsyth, and even with the Hoyas, a pretty good crowd on our side. So
yeah, I'm very, very encouraged by the road trip, folks. The Hoya Nation folks made a concerted effort to get out here tonight, and
it was not an easy drive.
It was not an easy drive. I'll be quite honest with you. I'll be taking 400 on the way back. So if I try to come 369, I'll probably end up with an 8-point buck on my hood. Getting ready to kick it off is Willie Peltz, the junior, and they pooch it, and this one's dangerous, and there's a little miss, and I don't know what happened. It only went about 17 yards. There was a collision there, and we got a Hoya down immediately. That's number 11, Beasley. And it was fielded by the Hoyas, and they'll take over at the 38-yard line. So a little shell game there going on early, Brock.
Yeah, that was really interesting there, like you said, and was dangerous for a second. That thing was hanging in the air. It's lucky for us to really come up with and keep the ball there. Let's see if we can get some good things going early on offense. I know we need some positive plays. I think that will give these guys the confidence they need.
I think a couple of first downs here as we look at, and number 6 in the backfield, going to be the fullback tonight. That's Aknan Shabazz. Just call him Ak. Ak Shabazz is in the backfield, and Trip Richardson taking his first varsity snap in motion. And they're going to hand it to Shabazz. He cuts and is taken down quickly by number 7 for the Raiders, and that is Patrick Corrigan.
I'll tell you what, I saw him warming up, and that is a good-looking kid right there. He's got to be about 6'3", sitting there in the middle of that defense. Probably going to call his name more than once tonight, Adam.
So Jared Montour lines up wide. He had the big 73-yard touchdown reception last week from Richardson. Marcus Owens is at the top side, just outside the numbers. They're going to give it to Ziegler, and he slips down right at the line of scrimmage. So here's exactly what we talked about in the pregame. Hoya is staring at a 3rd and 9. And the Raiders are probably going to be pinning their ears back on this one.
Yeah, first 2 plays, not really getting any positive yardage there. But we'll see what we've got. I know these guys have probably been working on these situations all week. So let's see what we can dial up here.
Hoyas go trips to the far side. Shabazz is in the backfield along with Richardson. Richardson, he's got pressure. He's hit. And he overthrows Marcus Owens, and there was that man Corrigan coming off the edge, and boy, he was bringing some thunder and lumber all in one. In one. I mean, I saw that coming, and Tripp did not. He was able to avoid the big hit, but throws the incompletion, and the Hoyas will be forced to punt.
Yeah, good job of hanging in there, right, at least till the last second, but you're absolutely right. I mean, Corrigan was coming hot off that left side and pinned his ears back. That is a pretty good way to explain it because he was coming in there.
So Christian Lowry, who had a 44-yard field goal last week, is standing at his own 25-yard line, and to return is Tucker Hartsfield. He's standing at his own, just inside his own 20-yard line. Brock and I are up here on the top of the visitor stands and standing comfortably right now.
That's right.
Snap, and nice boot by Lowry, and it drives him back to the 16, and he actually called for a fair catch at the 16, and Marcus Owens called him out on it. He said, hey, man, you put that hand above your shoulder, you can't run after that.
Yeah, that's a guy that's caught a few punts himself from time to time, so he knows that. But another, great punt there by Christian, who was probably one of our players of the game last week, I would say, based off of his performance. So great job flipping the field there, getting these guys inside their own 20. Yeah,
that's a great job. This may be a situation where you've got to play to your strength, play to your defense, and if you can make them drive the long field against that stout, solid Hoya defense, that's probably the way the Hoyas are going to go here. So we'll take a look at our first look at Brady Mites, number 12 at quarterback, and we'll look at Jared Lucero is lined up to his left. They're in the shotgun. They're going to bring some motion across the formation with Riley Smith, the fullback. They're going to give it to Lucero, and he's going to get across the 20 all the way up to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, Lucero there. I mean,
I say 22-yard line.
We talked about this in the pregame. Probably, he's every bit of 6'1", 6'2" there at the running back position. I mean, that's big for a high school kid.
So North Forsyth, they like to spread it around a little bit. They got 2 wideouts to the near side here. And Lucero is to the left. They're going to bring the fullback Tucker Todd in motion across the formation. Hoyas show blitz. And off the edge comes big number 63. It's a fumble. And the Hoyas have it on the far side at the 19-yard line. And screaming off the edge for the Hoyas was number 63, Peyton Bumpers.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, quarterback didn't see him coming either.
Excuse me, that was Nick Springer forcing the fumble.
That was great right there. I mean, exactly what you want, right? You have a 3 and out. Your defense steps up right there. We definitely need to get this thing in the end zone and capitalize.
I tell you what, Nick Springer's hair was on fire coming around that side. You could just see his eyes light up when he saw that lane open. Hoya's in business inside the Carl Black red zone for the first time this year. Shabazz to the right of Trip Richardson. Hoya's going with 2 wideouts, and Jay Ziegler's in the slot.
Coach Dickman is not happy over there.
Coach Dickman is incensed right now.
Not a happy camper.
Yeah, Hoyas take a timeout. We're going to take one, too. Have a short commercial break. You're listening to Hoya Nation Sports Broadcasting on HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Are you dreaming of a new house but don't know where to start? J.L. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
Ugh, I really need a new car.
Well, did you know that Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Kennesaw has over 28 acres in inventory?
Really? That means there must be a car fit for me.
Of course. Just visit www.carlblackkennesaw.com to see their latest specials and to find your dream car today.
All right, we are back here. Hoya's taking over after that timeout. Little confusion in the way everyone was lining up. And Richardson is in the shotgun. He's got Ziegler to his right. They're going to fake it and now give it to Ziegler. He's got a little room. He's got space inside the 10. And I believe they may call for a measurement here, see if he's got it, or he may just be just a little bit short.
Great run by Ziegler.
Nice job. That's going to be looks like a first and goal from the 9-yard line. So the Hoyas pick up their first down of the night on a carry by Jay Ziegler inside the 10. They're going to spot it at the 9. Shabazz is in the backfield. Montour in motion. They're going to give it to him. He's got a wall of blockers, and he gets inside the 5. He turned away from the goal line. He's down at the 3, but nice job there following his blockers, getting right on their hip.
Yeah, 2 great plays back-to-back there, picking up chunks of yardage. And we said this is a big possession, right? You've got to capitalize off that turnover. You want the 7 points here. You don't want to settle in. The Hoya offense is doing a great job coming out of that timeout.
And we had said that Marcus Blazard was going to be defense only. Well, he's down here in short yardage, goal line, along with Jared Montour and Jay Ziegler. So we've seen this formation before. This is that trucks package as Richardson goes under center. They're going to give it to Montour, the smaller of the 3, and he knifes forward. And they're going to spot it at the 2-yard line. So that's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 2. This is a big play early in this game.
Yeah, I know it's early, but this is exactly right what you said. We want to punch this one in, right, get on top early, don't want to have to settle for anything. And I think you get a good push right here by your offensive line.
So 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Blazard and Ziegler in the backfield. Remy in motion. And they're going to give it to Blazard, and he may be just short. And they're going to mark it at the half-yard line, and I think you got to go for it here.
Yeah, I think you're right, Adam. You're on the half-yard line. Really, you can fall forward right here, pick up about 6 inches, and you're going to get in the end zone. So I'm with you.
And they are. They're leaving the offense out there and leaving the big boys out there. Charles Remy, number 15, in that sniffer position on the right side. And Stanfield, and quick count, and it looks like the ball may have come out. And there was a fumble on the play, recovered in the end zone by North Forsyth, and it'll come out to the 20. And that's probably the worst thing that could have happened right there. It looked like there may have been a little bit of movement in the backfield.
Yeah, it was tough to tell. It almost looked like a little mishandled snap as well. It seemed like we never really had control of that ball from the get-go. But regardless, Adam, the last thing that you wanted there was to turn the ball back over after getting the turnover yourself.
So that's going to send that defense right back out there. North Forsyth is going to take over after forcing the turnover. The Hoyas D is going to be right back out there. Just give you an idea. Deuce Shabazz, number 20, is going to be on the far side corner. Trenton Hayberg, number 31, Day Hood, Jay Ziegler, as well as number 18, Reggie Brigman. Will be keeping an eye on him. And Mites is in the shotgun. And Lucero is the fullback back there with him. They're going to give it to Lucero. Stutter steps at the line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up about 6 yards. And something that I noticed immediately with Lucero is he's falling forward.
Yes.
He's not getting pushed back when he's getting tackled. He's getting an additional yard, at least his body length, as he falls forward, as most good running backs do. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 from the 26-yard line. North Forsyth, their second possession of the game. They had a fumble caused by Nick Springer on their first possession. They're going to give it, fake it to Lucero. Wide open is the tight end for a first down, and that's big number 40, Tucker Todd. And that's going to get it across the 35 to the 37-yard line for their first down of the evening.
That's a good play fake right there. Really sold it, looked like a run, and then just right in the pocket of that defense, right in the belly of it, picking up some yardage.
So North Forsyth trying to get something going here on their second drive. Bradley Meets with 4 wides, trips to the near side. Lucero is in the backfield, 3-step drop. He's got that same pattern. This time he completes it to number 8. Tucker Hartsfield, and he's got another first down just right at midfield, and that was a little bit too easy, Coach.
Yeah, picking up yardage in the air, but also a good move by Tucker right there. It's probably at least 8 to 10 yards after the catch, and you're right. Too easy right there from that Hoya defense.
A lot of focus on Lucero in that backfield. Bradley Meets. Tucker Todd in motion along with Riley Smith. Hoyas show pressure with Blazard. They're going to give it to Lucero around the left side, and he just puts his shoulder down, and there's going to be a flag, and he's taken down by Blazard. But this one's coming back, David.
It is, but once again, I'll tell you what, Lucero is going to fall forward. Every time he is running, he is always getting that momentum going forward.
And just the offensive line for North Forsyth, their center, Harris Mamudovic, 6'2", 290. So he's difficult to move off that ball. We're going to keep a close eye on him. And you go to the opposite side, the left tackle, Elijah Samples, is only 5'7", but weighs 210. So you've got a big man in the middle, and then you got a fire plug on the end that can move. So
that's a little bit of mama bear, papa bear, baby bear stuff right there.
So they're going to go with 4 wides here as they are now 1st and 21 from their own 39-yard line. Big holding penalty there. So Bradley Meets in the shotgun. He's got and another whistle. And I believe that is also on the Raiders. So they're moving backwards here after 2 consecutive first downs. And Austin Colon is in the backfield for the Raiders right now, giving Lucero a little bit of a break.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of movement on that offensive line from the Raiders, and they're pushed deep now, putting themselves in a long situation.
So got to look at that play sheet for 1st and 26 from your own 34. See what Bradley Meets can do. They're in 4 wides with Cologne in the backfield. They're going to give it to Cologne. Stutter step. He is taken down in the backfield. Nice play by number 27 for the Hoyas. That's Holden Trice. We talked about he was going to be a big contributor tonight, or was going to have to be a big contributor if the Hoya defense was going to be successful. Nice job by him, that tackle in the backfield.
Yes, 2nd and long here. If it's Madden, I've got 4 guys running as deep as they can.
Yeah, I think that's all you can do, and that's maybe what they do. They got trips to the far side, and Brady Meets, as the line of scrimmage is the 33-yard line. They've got to get to the Hoyas 40. And a little sprint out across the 40, and he is drilled by Trenton Hayberg out of bounds at the 43-yard line. That catch was by number 8, Tucker Hartsfield. So we're already seeing some names start to emerge. Tucker Hartsfield, Todd. These guys are getting a lot of looks, a lot of carries, a lot of touches. So we're starting to see who kind of the offensive coaches are going to be really leaning on. And this is no surprise for anybody on the Harrison staff. And here's that 4-wide look again, that spread look. They got Lucerno back in the backfield. And looks like we may get a timeout, and we do. That's a timeout, Raiders. So both the Raiders and the Hoyas have both spent timeouts. We are going to take a timeout as well and step away. You've been listening to Hoya Nation Sports Broadcasting and Harrison Hoya Football on the HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Are you dreaming of a new house but don't know where to start? J.L. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
All right, we are back, folks, here on the campus of North Forsyth High School. The Hoyas and the Raiders. No score here with 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The sun has faded behind the trees, Coach Brock, and it's getting to a very manageable temperature. A little breeze here coming over our shoulders, and just a great night for football.
Yeah, we debated on putting the tent up or not. I think not putting the tent was
the right decision. That's a good call. Guy's only in his second game. He's making calls like that. Are you kidding me? Raiders go to 4 wide this time, still third and very long. Be disciplined if you're the Hoya defense. And they show press coverage. They're going to walk it back. Meets. He's got a man, and boy, nice play out there by Marcus Owens. Almost had the interception, but he's going to force the punt, and that's exactly what the Hoya faithful needed, and that's what the fans of this Hoya defense have been used to seeing over the last 3 or 4 years. Is just a defense that just will bend but will not break, and that was evident right there.
Yeah, Marcus has made a few plays with one hand before. I thought he may come up with an interception there, but great deflection at the end because it was a little bit of a window there. Yep. Marcus closed the gap.
Yep. I mean, if he gets 2 hands on it, it's almost an automatic catch.
No, that's right.
He's standing at his own 22, and that looks like he's going to field it. Low line drive at the 28. Cross it for the 35 and across to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Hoyas will take over 1st and 10 for their third possession of the game. They had a punt on their opening possession, fumble recovery, and a fumble in the end zone, and gave it right back to the Raiders.
Yeah, a lot of positive things to take away, though, from that drive before we had the fumble. We were moving the ball a little bit. I'd like to see if we can keep that going. Let's see if we can get some positive yardage on this first down.
Absolutely. Trip Richardson back out there at quarterback. And Jay Ziegler is lined up way wide, almost outside the numbers. And they're going to hand it inside handoff. He got some space up the middle, and Montour fumbles it at midfield, and then it's fumbled again. And Montour had a lane and just had an arm stuck in there, and it poked it out, and then the defender picked it up, and he fumbled it immediately, only to have it recovered by one of his teammates. So just like that, one play, and the Hoyas give it right back, and the Raiders have it on their 41-yard line. This is something that we talked about in the pregame. That defense really just came off the field, and if you're the North Forsyth coaches, I think you're taking a shot right here.
Yeah, nightmare scenario. That was going to be a gain of probably 20.
Oh, easily. And North Forsyth going to go 3 wides this time. They're going to send a man in motion across the formation. That's Hartsfield. And Lucerno is in the backfield. Day Hood shows blitz. They're going to hand it to Lucerno. He is stacked up at the line, but again, does exactly what we had been talking about, just falls forward for about 2 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 8.
Yes, this is tough, Adam. We talked about this with the defense where there's not a whole lot of breathers out there. These guys have been on the field a long time, and we've only played about 11 minutes a game.
4:15 and counting to go here. No score here at North Forsyth. And the Raiders have it on their own 43-yard line, 2nd and 8. Brady Meets. Gives it to Lucerno again, spins, and he is taken down by Nick Charles. Nice play over there on the edge, and he got stood up and pushed backwards.
Yeah, in the mountains of North Georgia, they call that getting tattooed.
And he'll see that Rydell impression on his rib cage probably tomorrow. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. This would be a big chance for the Hoyas to get off the field here and force a punt.
You're right, Adam.
So 3:30 to go here. Lucero has been getting the yeoman's low workload here of carries as Todd goes in motion across the formation. Mites, 3-step drop, slings it out there to Todd, stiff arm, and I think he's going to be about 1.5 yards short. And they're going to call for a measurement. I don't see him making this. His knee was down right around midfield. It's going to be 4th and inches, I think, Coach.
Yeah, I think that was Dylan Beasley on the tackle over there, maybe, and a great one because it was in open space, right? I mean, if he doesn't make that tackle, it's definitely the first down.
Yeah, they did give him the first down.
Well,
I don't know about that. His knee was down at the 50, and I think we got to go call New York on that deal.
Yeah, Coach Dickman's keeping the flag in his pocket.
Yep. That's going to give them a first down inside Hoya territory at the 49-yard line. That's the first time they have been this deep in Hoya territory. Going to give it to Lucero again. And again, he's going to fall forward, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards up to the 46-yard line is where they'll mark it. And had some folks on the Hoya Alumni Live chat line ask if there's any way or anywhere where you can watch the game. I know that Stars and Strikes on Highway 120 is actually streaming it in the parking lot on a big screen.
Really?
They are. I have not seen. I don't know what the quality is. I don't know where the feed is coming from, but it's happening. So if you can do that, you want to go over there and watch that and listen to us, it's great. That's what I would do. 3 wides for the Raiders. Meats is going to keep it on a quarterback draw. He's got the first down, I believe, at the 38-yard line. I think they're going to mark him the 39. And they are going to give him the first down. That's 2 very close calls there on the first down. We've got an injured Raider on the field. That's number 64, Eli Tompkins, offensive lineman. I don't know if he got – a lot of times those offensive linemen, they can get run up the back, kind of get leg whipped sometimes, and that happens quite frequently as the sports medicine staff for North Forsyth is out there taking a look at him. We want to mention our sports medicine staff here. Sarah Toomey done a great job for the last 6 years here at Harrison. And want to wish her well, wish her a speedy recovery, and hope she can be back with us soon. And they're going to get Tompkins off the field, number 64. That is a good sign. He's not putting any weight on that leg, which is not a good sign. So we'll have to see. He's got 2 knee brace on each knee, so don't know if that was from a previous injury or just precautionary. So we'll have to see if number 64 makes his way back.
It's a good feeling for me being up here knowing that if our rolling ankle will have some kind of injury that you're going to be able to take care of me.
I can come out of retirement momentarily, maybe during a commercial break. But that's about it. That's about it. As we see the little Austins here made the trip as Hoya Nation is lined up along the fence as the Raiders are inside the 40-yard line of the Hoyas here, 1st and 10 at the 39. New running back in for the Raiders, and he has stood up, but he falls forward inside the 35. That's number 6, Mike Benjamin, the senior out of Cumming, Georgia.
That's going to put him at about a 2nd and 5. Really good drive here from North Forsyth. I mean, they've been picking up chunks of yardage on the ground and through the air. It's really kept that Hoya defense a little off balance.
Yep, 2nd and 6 here from just inside the 35. We'll call it the 34-yard line. 2nd and 5, we'll call it. Raiders going with 4 wide outs now. Meats is going to find Todd. The nice catch inside the 30 and nice tackle out there by Jay Ziegler. That would have been more down the sideline.
Absolutely. Great tackle there. I mean, if Jay doesn't make that one, we're looking at a bunch of yards coming after that, and it's going to be a 3rd and short right here. It looks like
nope, they're giving him the other. That's 3 straight really tough ones that I don't know. I would ask see if we could get a measurement there, but again, I'm far away, and I'm just a broadcaster. So that's going to be a first down for the Raiders at the 29-yard line, and this is the most productive drive of the night for the Raiders. And we'll try to highlight a few things for you. And they're going to give it to Benjamin again, and Blazard just kind of causes him to come off his line, and that's going to result in losing about a yard, and that was all credit to Marcus Blazard knifing in there and forcing him to go away from his original line, his original cut, as well as Nick Springer putting the heat on.
Yeah, that's a great one by the Hoyas there. Finally a play with some negative yardage. It's going to be a 2nd and long right here. Getting into that point in the field where you've got to make a stop to keep some points off the board.
So 2nd and 11 here from the 29-yard line. Todd in motion across the formation. And Lucero, they're going to fake it to him. Mites rolls right, looks downfield. He's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards, and that's the last play of the first quarter. At the end of one, the Harrison Hoyas 0, the North Forsyth Raiders 0. We're going to take a short break. You've been listening to Harrison Hoya football on Harrison's HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Are you dreaming of a new house but don't know where to start? J.L. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
Ugh, I really need a new car.
Well, did you know that Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Kennesaw has over 28 acres of inventory?
Really? That means there must be a car fit for me.
Of course. Just visit www.carlblackkennesaw.com to see their latest specials and to find your dream car today.
For the past 29 seasons, Pinnacle Orthopedics has been the proud orthopedic provider for Harrison Athletics. Team physician Dr. Brandon Burris ensures all Hoyas are at the top of their game. With 5 locations and 16 positions, Pinnacle is always ready to help you get back to the game you love. For more information, visit pinnacle-ortho.com.
Are you looking for a real estate agent with the experience, the tools, and the know-how? Located in Kennesaw, Don Brooks and other RE/MAX associates ensure you find just what you're looking for. They've been serving the Metro Atlanta area for over 32 years, and a large sum of their profits go to help the Children's Miracle Network hospitals across the U.S. and Canada. For more information, you can visit www.remax.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at North Forsyth High School. Big 3rd and 7 here coming up. And getting a little rowdy here. Here's the snap, and Todd just could not get there. Tried to run a little inside slant with the trips to the wide side, and that's going to be incomplete. Going to be 4th and 7 from the 26-yard line, and I do not see a field goal kicker coming out. Looks like they're going for it.
Yeah, they're looking for Tucker Todd there, number 40, the tight end linebacker coming across the middle of the field. But you're right, Adam. It's going to be 4th and long, and they look like they are going for this right now. Probably the biggest play of the game for this Hoya defense.
Yep, got to get off the field here. They're going to go with 4 wides again, doubles on each side. Lucero is the tailback. Mites in shotgun once again. That little pistol set. Mites, 3-step drop. He's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to have the first down inside the 15-yard line on a little quarterback draw, a little delayed draw, and taken down by Day Hood, but not before he picks up the first down inside the 15-yard line down, and they're going to spot it, I think, right at the 14, and it's going to be 1st and 10. That was a pretty good play call there.
Absolutely. Definitely delayed little QB draw. Bad blow for the Hoyas.
1st and 10 from the 14. Raiders looking to break into the scoring column. Number 40, Tucker Todd in motion. They've got Lucero in the backfield. Mites gets the snap. Going to give it to Lucero around the right side. Blazard chases him down, but not before he gains probably about 5 yards on first down up to the 9-yard line.
Adam, he's probably averaging 5 yards a carry right now. And it's not that he's done anything, special. He's just falling forward. He's running downhill. Definitely a guy we're going to need to keep an eye on, especially if that defense is stuck on the field for an extended period of time.
Yep. Trying to turn them away here as they're inside the red zone. The Carl Black red zone here are the North Forsyth Raiders, 2nd and 6 with 10:52 to go. No score. They're going to give it to Lucero again, and he is wrapped up immediately by number 67 out there, Gavin Nagy, and he takes him down, but again, falling forward and picking up positive yards, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3 this time from the 10-yard line. Looks like actually going to spot it right at the 7-yard line. So the Raiders this time trying to crack the scoring column. Hoya's trying to turn them away. They're going to hand it to Lucero again. He's stacked up one more time by number 67, Nagy. And Charles Remy comes in there to clean up the mess. And it looks like he is going to be enough for a first down again. Just falling forward, and it's going to be 1st and goal with a 3. It's hard for us to see. And they're not exactly dialing up the first downs immediately when they call them. There's some hesitation, so it's making it a little bit more difficult for us to call it as they line up 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Lucero in the backfield. He's gotten them much of the way down here. And they fake it to him. And they throw it, and oh my goodness, it's thrown right at Day Hood, and he couldn't believe it was thrown at him, and I think was more surprised than anybody that falls incomplete. But just a bad read by Mites, and Day Hood could have had an interception.
Probably should have had one, but it's almost catching a wounded duck coming out of the sky right there. It was a little bit of a knuckleball. If I'm a betting man, though, Adam, I bet Lucero gets the ball on this next play.
Yeah, I would imagine all roads lead to Lucero. They've got Patrick Corrigan in there, though, at fullback. So they've got their heavy package in there as well with Lucero and Patrick Corrigan. Corrigan's going to get it. No, and he is in for the touchdown. We mentioned his name earlier on defense, the outside linebacker for the Raiders. He scores the game's first touchdown as he carries over left tackle for a 3-yard touchdown run, and the Raiders break into the scoring column here in the second quarter with 9:41 to go until halftime. We encourage everybody to stick around for halftime for our J.L. Brooks Construction halftime show, brought to you and all of our listeners exclusively by J.L. Brooks Construction. Haven't had anybody come up and give me the phrase that pays, as that extra point is kicked through the uprights, and the Raiders take a 7-0 lead with 9:41 to go here in the second quarter. Just one of those things there, just that rapid change. And the Raiders were able to convert when they got in the red zone, relying heavily on that ground game.
Oh, absolutely. They're picking up chunks of yardage. And like we said, Adam, and BJ talked about this in his keys to the game, I know we feel like we're kind of hammering this home, but that defense is continuing to be on the field for long stretches of time. We really need a sustained drive right here on offense, not just to help the defense, but even for the offense's confidence moving forward. There's a ton of time left in this ball game, but a couple first downs, get some guys the ball in space, I think will give us those looks, that confidence that we need.
Yeah, Marcus Owens has yet to have a touch tonight. I think we look to get him involved on this drive and see if that can't help the Hoyas offense get them moving forward. He and Jay Ziegler standing back at their 15, respectively. This kick was pooched the last time by Will Peltz. He's going to do it again, and a fair catch is called for by number 11 out there on the edge, Dylan Beasley. And that's just a smart football play by Beasley.
Yeah, great hands right there to catch the one floating in the air. Interesting from North Forsyth, that's back-to-back times they've kind of floated that pooch kick up there to about the 40-yard line. So, look, that's a big thing for us. You're getting the ball on your 40, close to your 40 to make a drive. Definitely some positive stuff.
Yeah, great starting field position to see if the Hoyas can convert and at least maybe maybe get into Christian Lowry territory to get some points on the board as the Hoyas trot out there. The starting lineups, we take the offensive line, Tate Harmon, Victor Garza-White, Cole Simmer, Sean Santos, and Peyton Bumpers out there as the Hoyas line up. They're going to sing Montour in motion. They're going to fake it to him. Richardson has some pressure from none other than Mr. Corrigan, and he's going to go down. Who they're going to give credit for that sack, I believe, will go to number 59, Grant Lively, for the Raiders, and just that pocket just collapsed pretty quickly.
Yeah, Corrigan coming off that right edge pretty hot. He's probably feeling good after scoring a touchdown on the previous drive, but I'm telling you, he is very active, and he's really getting after the quarterback tonight.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 14, so the Hoyas move back. And the ball is going to be placed at the 33-yard line. And they're going to bring in motion number 44, Day Hood. And Shabazz is in the backfield. And they're going to give it to Ziegler. He's hit immediately, bounces off, and is going to go backwards another 3 yards. And just no running room. Big number 52 for the Raiders, Dylan Lurie, with the stop and the tackle for loss.
Yeah, he was in the backfield almost as the handoff happened. I mean, nothing we could do there. And, Adam, once again, we're looking at a 3rd and long right here, which is something we wanted this Hoya offense to stay away from all night. We've seen a handful of them already.
So this is 3rd down and 20 from the Hoyas' own 28-yard line. 2 negative plays in a row. See if they can change their fortunes here. And another negative play as the Raider defense was all over that play. And Ox Shabazz loses a yard. And the Hoyas, they take over at the 38 and they move backwards on 3 straight plays. And that's going to put a little bit of pressure on Christian Lowry to flip the field here.
Yeah, having 3 straight plays of losing yards. We need a good punt right here to definitely flip the field. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of energy coming from that North Forsyth sideline.
A lot of old Mo is definitely wearing purple tonight so far. Hoya's trying to turn it around with a good Christian Lowry punt. Low snap, he handles it, and a skies one, and this is a fair catch called for at the 42-yard line of North Forsyth, and that's where they will take over with 7:15 to go here till halftime. I encourage everybody to stick around for our J.L. Brooks Construction halftime show. That'll be coming up in about 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Also, we want to encourage everybody to visit our sponsors, Carl Black Chevrolet, Big Frog Custom T-shirts, J.L. Brooks Construction, Remax Unlimited, Pinnacle Orthopedics, and the second quarter is brought to you by Farmers Insurance and the Stover Group. So the Raiders have the ball now. They're going to send a man in motion. That's Smith. Riley Smith is the tight end. Hoyas show pressure on the outside. They're going to hand it, fake it to Benjamin, and wide open at the 50 is number 8, Tucker Hartsfield. And just a nice route out there, and nice route combination gets it into Hoya territory. And they're going to have a first down all the way at the 43-yard line of the Hoyas.
Yeah, it's a couple wide open catches Tucker's had this game. Pretty good play call there. You drop a little play action. Looked like they were going to run it, and you're right, Adam. Wide open down the sideline there.
So Mite's pretty accurate right there as he was rolling out of the pocket. We've got another getting lots of running backs in. That looks like number 15, Austin Colon, is back as they bring Riley Smith, the tight end, across the formation. Tucker Todd is in there as well. Low snap handled, and it's a halfback pass, and wide open down the field, but overthrown was number 20, James Pontius. And boy, that was unexpected, and it was wide open. He puts a little bit more air under that. That's a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
15 yards open right there.
Yeah. Yep, so the Hoyas, they kind of caught the Hoyas kind of sliding up against the run, and very fortunate that was overthrown by about 10 yards. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 with 7 minutes to go. Todd at fullback. Cologne is the halfback. And they're going to give it to him. He's going to take it around the left side. He's got a little bit of space and spins up to the 40-yard line. He'll gain 2 yards on 2nd down. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Big play here. I mean, this is big.
Yeah, it is. Hoya defense needs to step up here and get a stop. Feel like North Forsyth is going to be put in a situation like we saw last time to make a decision to go for it on 4th or maybe punt that ball. But you got to take care of business here and at least put them in a situation to make a decision. Cannot give up another 3rd and long.
So now they're going to bring Lucero back, and Cologne goes out on this 3rd and 8. Lucero, again, has been the punisher so far tonight. And he's the lone back as Mites is in there. And number 40, Tucker Todd, goes across the formation. And he's open in the flat, and he's immediately hit out there. And that time it's big number 20 for the Hoyas, Mr. Shabazz. Deuce Shabazz with the tackle. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 8 from the 40-yard line. And I think they're going to keep the offense out there.
Yeah, I think they are. Similar to what they did last time. Massive play here. We can get the ball right back where we started the previous possession after that pooch kick if we get the stop.
They're going to go with 4 wideouts with Lucero in the backfield. Mites just turns and fires. It's complete, and he dives across the 30-yard line. Just a little dig route by number 8. And there's that man again, Tucker Hartsfield, just finding the holes and just a little sit down right in the zone and then dove forward for the 1st down. And that's going to keep the clock moving and the chains moving. And the Raider offense on the field and the Hoya defense on the field as well.
Yeah, a little Wes Welker type action there. He's just doing a great job of finding pockets within that Hoya defense and picking up 1st downs. But those are a couple massive plays that North Forsyth has had on 4th down to sustain some drives.
So now it's inside the 30-yard line. Ball spotted just inside it at the 29. 1st and 10 Raiders. Mites fakes it to Lucero. He's going across the middle. Hartsfield again makes a move inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line, and Tucker Hartsfield got away from Marcus Owens there briefly, just long enough for Mites to hit him in stride. Nice tackle there by the Hoyas, preventing a touchdown.
And there's a lot of time back there to throw, too. Not a whole lot of duress, and you've got a quarterback that's feeling himself a little bit right now and starting to spin that thing.
We talked about Mites in the pregame, how he was one of the Raiders to keep an eye on along with Lucero, and he's lived up to that billing so far. Hoya is trying to keep the Raiders out of the end zone and keep from going down 2 scores. 1st and goal at the 8, 4:26 to go. Raiders lead 7-0. They're going to give it to Lucero across the left side, across left tackle. He is stacked up out there by Marcus Blazard, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, I think Blazard didn't want him to fall forward that time.
He was pushed back by Blazard.
Brought down by Owens and Blazer. Gain of 3. It'll be
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line, and they're going to try and get it punched in one more time. And I really wouldn't be surprised if they took 4 downs. Tucker Todd, the fullback, then give it to Lucero again, and he is stacked up in the backfield by Blazard and thrown down. And Marcus Blazard is taking this drive personal.
Yeah, definitely stepping up. Those are 2 huge back-to-back plays. And I'm with you, Adam. I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see them try to take 2 downs to get this thing in the end zone. And
I think he lost a yard on that one. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line, as looks like we're going to get a Raider timeout with 3:22 to go. Just your thoughts, David, just on what we've seen thus far.
Yeah, I think that we're doing a lot of the things that we were trying to stay away from. The offense hasn't been on the field very long. They put themselves in some third and long situations. And defensively, we've called a lot of these guys' names a lot of times the first and second quarter. But look, 2 stops right here would be enormous for this Hoya defense. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout by North Forsyth right there to think it over on this third down.
Yeah, they definitely want to call the right play, and you definitely want to make sure you're lined up correctly on defense with whatever it is that they call. We're going to have some scores to update for you guys at halftime at the J.L. Brooks Construction halftime show. It's going to come to you in about 2 minutes and 57 seconds. On the drive out here, we were talking about all the different things that we thought we might see tonight, coming off the game last week. Defense we thought was going to play pretty solid. It has. Offense, at least on the last possession, 3 straight negative plays. Can't really do that if you're going to be successful. And you can't have turnovers in the red zone. I think that hurt early on. It kind of took a little bit of the momentum away that Nick Springer forced fumble had generated.
Yeah, and the first couple drives of the game from the Hoyas, are pretty promising, and we end them in a turnover. Just to get some stop here and get our body language where it needs to be, I think is going to make a major impact in this last 2:57 of the second quarter.
So big defensive stand here needed for the Hoyas to keep them in this game early. And Tucker Hartsfield is in the slot, and Hayberg has him matched up one-on-one. And Ziegler is out there on number 4, Peltz. So look at that matchup with Hartsfield. They're going to hand it. And Mites tries to keep it himself, and not so fast, my friend. Big number 99, Nick Charles, denied.
Yeah, met him in the backfield there. May have lost another yard or so on that play. So 2 huge plays by the Hoyas to have them lose yards and make it a little bit tougher on this 4th down.
So they're going to spot the ball at the 6-yard line. So this will be a 23-yard field goal attempt by the kicker for the Raiders. And can't see his number from where we are standing. It looks like that's Josh Swearingen. And Swearingen with the kick is up from 23, and it's right down Broadway. And the Raiders take a 10-0 lead with 2:15 to go until halftime.
I think we take that, though, all things considered. That ball got down to the 3-yard line. You end up backing it up a few yards, and they settle for the field goal. As the defense, you'll take that as a win. Now it's time for the offense to step up here. If we see that pooch kick again, should have decent field position. Time to put a drive together.
Yeah, I think it's clear they're not going to kick it to either Ziegler or Owens because they're both game changers, and everybody that watches the film knows that. So they're going to eliminate that from being a possibility, and I think you're going to see the 3rd straight pooch kick. Now, this drive is even more important because the Raiders get the ball coming out into the 3rd quarter. Out of halftime. Speaking of the 3rd quarter, we still need a 3rd quarter sponsor here at Hoya Nation Sports Broadcasting. Reach out to us on our website, send us an email if you would like a sponsorship. Also, need a first down and timeout sponsorships are still available. So the Hoyas get ready to field this kick from Peltz. And again, everybody in the stadium is fully expecting this to be a pooch kick. So Beasley is probably going to be the one to catch this one again, and this one is caught by Beasley at the 11-yard line. Or excuse me, number 11 catches it at the 30-yard line.
I was going to say, that was a massive pooch kick to just flip that thing to the 11-yard line.
All right, it looks like Will Brock is listening. Any relation?
Not that I necessarily know of, but that is a great last name, so...
I think that Will Brock is in one of my classes. I think he's in my intro class. So, Will, thanks for listening tonight. Michael Rambo is listening from Lexington, Kentucky, as the Hoyas try to get something going here with 2:15 to go. Low snap, Swings out there to Shabazz, puts his head down and gets about 6 yards. Nice job there. They're going to call it 2nd and 4. Actually, had he not run into his own offensive lineman, big number 71, Tate Harmon, he might have scampered up the sidelines.
Yeah. Tate sort of took a little bit of a lick there, but he also stopped some forward progress.
Tate provided some resistance. 1:47 to go here. Hoyas have it 2nd and 5 at their own 36-yard line. They're going to go with a 4 wide receiver look. Ziegler in motion around the end. He cuts it up inside. He's got the first down and more, and he's got it all the way up at the 46-yard line. That's going to be a 10-yard pickup for Jay Ziegler. And the Hoyas are in business as the clock stops with 1:31 to go.
Looked like Shabazz setting the edge there on a block. Fantastic block to kind of spring us free. And look at him. That's 2 great plays for us to start this drive. Maybe we get our shoulders up and start feeling pretty good here, move the ball down the field.
1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. 2 timeouts for the Hoyas with 1:31 to go, trailing the Raiders on the road 10-0. Richardson, Montour, jet motion, inside handoff to Jay Ziegler, and he makes something out of nothing, and he picks up about 1.5 yards up to, I guess, right inside, about to call it the 47.5-yard line. Well, they're going to give it to the 48-yard line, the nose of the football, as the clock continues to run. 1:10 to go here. And the Hoyas going to go 4 wide outs. Richardson. See what he can do here. He's got Shabazz in the backfield. He's got the snap. He's got pressure. And there's a flag. And Corrigan gets credit for the sack coming off the left edge as no one was open. And we'll see if they decide to keep the sack or take the penalty.
Yeah, whatever option we wanted wasn't there, and after that it just sort of hung out to dry.
And interestingly enough, that may be the first Hoya penalty all night, which is a good thing. It has been relatively penalty-free, which is something that we mentioned in the pregame the Hoyas need to stay away from. And again, something that they need to stay away from here is the long 3rd down. 3rd and 20 with 56.3 to go. Hoyas with trips. And over the middle and incomplete for Montour. He's looking for Montour across the middle. He would have had some work to do had he caught that one.
It's going to be frustrating, right? That drive started out pretty promising, and then, lo and behold, you find yourself in a 3rd and long situation again, having to make a play in something that isn't really our strength right now. Here we go to kick this thing and send the defense back out on the field. And there's some time left on this clock, Adam, to still try and drive it down if you're the Raiders.
Only 1 timeout left for the North Forsyth Raiders tonight in this first half. Again, in 52 seconds, we'll be headed to the J.L. Brooks Construction halftime show. Hope you stick around for that. We'll have some scores. Coach Brock has been all over that, so he's got some fumbled snap by Lowry. He gets the kickoff, and we may have got a huge break as they rough Lowry at the 25-yard line, and that might be just what the Hoyas needed.
It might be one of the best offensive plays we've had of the half right there is the old roughing the kicker. It's what it looked like, at least from here.
And I tell you what, Christian Lowry made a heck of an athletic play. Number 1, to field that snap, and then to number 2, to have the guts to hang in there and not run it, and then get the ball off without it getting blocked, and then take that hit. So that was a heck of a play by Lowry all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it. Trouble with the snap there and a low snap, and just to hang in there and get the ball off and take the hit. Massive props to him.
All right, we'll see what that puts the line of scrimmage at the North Forsyth 48-yard line here. And there's still time to go. 42.2 to go here. Hoya's going to go with 4 wideouts. Marcus Owens is just inside the numbers here to the near side. Shabazz in the backfield. And they're going to look for Owens, but it's overthrown. And it's 2nd and 10 with 38 seconds to go here.
I like the idea. Marcus had a couple steps right there on the DB. He's probably open, but great call by Coach Dickman. Given the situation and the time, take a shot, see if you can pick up a big chunk of yardage.
Yeah, trying to run a little post corner route there, and I think Richardson just needed another half second, but he was getting a little bit of heat coming off the left side. He did step up in the pocket, did a great job of buying himself some extra time, but we'll see what happens here on 2nd and 10. 38.4 to go. Hoya's going with 3 wideouts. Shabazz in the backfield. Montour in the slot. Jet motion by Ziegler. And he overthrows Beasley on the far side with 33.9 to go.
Not a whole lot of room over there anyways. Double covered. Ball sailed on him just a little bit. And here we're sitting at a 3rd and 10.
Third and 10 from the 48-yard line, trying to take advantage of that roughing the punter penalty and put some points on the board here before halftime. 2 timeouts left for the Hoyas. 3rd and 10. Richardson, 3-step drop. He's looking for Owens. Got him. And he's got the first down all the way inside the 40 at the 37-yard line. And former student Isabella Colon is visiting us right now. Do you have any relatives on the other side? Okay. There's a kid named Cologne. He's killing us. I know. You got to go talk to him.
That's a great catch by Marcus Owens right there. Caught the ball behind the chains and figured out a way to just kind of tiptoe the sideline and pick up that first down.
We're almost in Christian Lowry territory here as the Hoyas are moving the football on the 37-yard line going in 1st and 10. 32 seconds. Shabazz is going to get called for a hold. And Richardson's going to get sacked anyway. But that was a WWE takedown at the 44 by Shabazz, and just trying to protect his quarterback.
It was. I think that may have been the guy, Corrigan, coming through there. Shabazz trying to hold him.
That was actually number 99. Dylan Lyerly was the one who drew the holding penalty. And Marcus Owens came off the field a little bit gingerly right there.
He did.
So he is not on the field right now as the Hoyas 2nd and 10, 22.4 to go here.
Looks like they declined that holding penalty.
As Maceo Madison picks up a ball and starts throwing it, starts warming up a little bit on the sideline. Trip Richardson gets the snap here on 2nd and 16, and that looked like a face mask.
Definitely did.
And Richardson finds a man, and it's Beasley inside the 25-yard line, down at the 23, and we've got a Raider down, and that's that man I just talked about, Lyerly, who made the play or forced the hold, and he is slow to get up, and they don't want him to get up. He's pointing at his knee as he made that tackle right there. But, again, that was the last play of the half as time runs out with that completion. And at halftime, the North Forsyth Raiders 10, the Harrison Hoyas 0. You're listening to Harrison Hoya football on HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Are you dreaming of a new house but don't know where to start? J.L. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
Ugh, I really need a new car.
Well, did you know that Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Kennesaw has over 28 acres of inventory?
Really? That means there must be a car fit for me.
Of course. Just visit www.carlblackkennesaw.com to see their latest specials and to find your dream car today.
For the past 29 seasons, Pinnacle Orthopedics has been the proud orthopedic provider for Harrison Athletics. Team physician Dr. Brandon Burris ensures all Hoyas are at the top of their game. With 5 locations and 16 physicians, Pinnacle is always ready to help you get back to the game you love. For more information, visit pinnacle-ortho.com.
Are you looking for a real estate agent with the experience, the tools, and the know-how? Located in Kennesaw, Don Brooks and other RE/MAX associates ensure you find just what you're looking for. They've been serving the metro Atlanta area for over 32 years, and a large sum of their profits go to help the Children's Miracle Network hospitals across the U.S. and Canada. For more information, you can visit www.remax.com or visit them via Facebook or Twitter.
All right, we're back here live. About to look at the Pride of Raider Valley marching band that is about to kick things off for us at halftime. As a reminder here, your Hoyas are going to be down 10-0 at the halftime break. So looking at some scores around our region in particular, we have a few things that are rolling in right now. I would say if you see some other ones, feel free to send them into the Hoya alumni chat line that we have going on. I see Coach Wilson, I believe, maybe chiming in there about how great the commentators are. But looking at some of these scores right now, as we can see, looks like North Cobb up 7-0 against Buford. Walton is going to be up 21-7 on Pope. There's been a few games, I believe, that have been canceled due to some COVID issues. So we're not going to have all the typical updates we've had in the past. But some other Cobb County scores that we're looking at. Lassiter, the Lassiter Trojans are down to Lambert 17-0 at the half. We've got Grayson up on McEachern 30-7. Also with Campbell down to East Paulding 20-7 right there. Most of these look like they're halftime scores that are coming in right now. And just as a reminder, if you haven't, make sure you share the app, right? Let people know that we are now live on our Hoya Sports Nation app that you can get in the App Store, as we like to say, a top 5 app in the Southeast, top 5 most downloaded app in the Southeast when you're dealing with sports. So get on there, any App Store, iTunes Store, whatever it may be, and download that app, and you can follow along. Right now, looking at our halftime stuff, I think Coach Dickman's probably focused on some adjustments that the offense can make. I think looking at BJ Locke's keys to the game, when we focused on that early on, you'll probably see that, and if you missed our pregame show, you're probably going to realize that we haven't really stuck to his keys to the game with no penalties, sustaining drives, keeping the defense off the field, and no 3rd and longs. Right now, I see Coach Story, who is a little exasperated right now, just taking a drink of Powerade, and these coaches are just kind of getting together and figuring out what can we do in this second half and get some momentum really on offense, which has been another issue for us early on in the season. I will say that the penalties and some of the mental penalties that we had in the Alatoona game, we haven't seen near as many of those. But we just haven't been able to sustain many drives throughout this first half, and that's really been a reason that we've been hurt. The defense has been out there on the field pretty consistently, and they've just been leaning on us. So all in all, from our perspective, I mean, you're down 10-0 at the half, but you guys will probably take that based off of what's going on defensively. We've got 14 yards rushing and 28 yards passing on the half. I'll tell you what, I am definitely not a football expert by any means and more of a basketball guy, but it's going to be hard to win games when you got 14 rushing yards and 28 passing yards at the half, and that's for the Hoyas. Right now, our stat department is adding up some stuff for the North Forsyth Raiders just to see what they have, and They have 54 rushing yards and 77 passing yards. And look, a lot of those rushing yards, we've talked about this from North Forsyth, has been big number 5, Lucero. He's just finding a way to lean forward, pick up some yards, 3 or 4 at a time. And they've been opportunistic in the passing game and found some holes in that Hoya defense and just picked up 10 to 12 yards each play. Tucker Hartsfield, we've talked about him a little bit. Some of their playmakers have just figured out a way to get involved. As we're waiting for Adam Freeman to pop back in the second, I will say there's been a couple highlights for the Hoyas, right? We get a big first down with Marcus Owens right there, a guy that we're going to need to see have an impact in this game. One of our best skill guys, especially out in space. And then the stable of running backs we have, can we get some sort of push and get those guys to pick up some positive yards in the game? So we'll check in here in just a second, see if we can find a couple more score updates. I'm still looking at the Hoya alumni chat line here. If you guys have any questions or any comments, feel free to type them right here. We see a lot of Harrison students that are on here. Will Brock, not my kin, but great last name, saying O-line issues mainly. Got to get QB more time to throw the ball. You know, I'll agree with some of that. I think that definitely the signal caller's been under duress a little bit throughout that first half. But still, you know, got to find a way, you know, especially in that position, got to find a way to make some positive plays, however it may be. So we'll keep monitoring that chat line. If you guys have any questions, any comments that you want to throw in there, we will definitely do our best as we can to answer those questions. A couple more scores, if I can get these to pop up. You're probably hearing the marching band playing beside us. I will say this for all the Hoya students that are tuned into our show. Definitely no social distancing going on for the North Forsyth student section, as it looks like it's sitting at about 400 or 500 people. I mean, it is filled to the top right there. We have had our own Hoya Nation come travel, painted out in the all-white, so we do have a little bit of a student section here as well when we're looking at the bleachers right below us. As a reminder, as Coach Freeman has said, we are not in the radio booth tonight. We are out actually above the bleachers on the Hoya side to call the game. So a little different vantage point that we're seeing from this game right here. Sprayberry is down to Collins Hill at the half. That's a score of 6-20 right there. Some other scores from around the area. You've got River Ridge up on Woodstock, 16-7. Looking at a little bit of private school football, Mount Pisgah 14 and Mount Perrin 7 right there. Just a couple more scores we've got. As we're looking in the looks like the east end zone, we're going to see the Hoyas sitting down there with the coaches kind of getting their heads together, and you're going to see the offense and defensive groups are kind of broken out there to talk and see what they can do. A big thing that we've got to keep in mind, you're down 10-0, and the Raiders are going to have the ball coming out of this half to start the third quarter. So once again, you're going to be asking a lot from your defense here to try and make a play coming out of the half and get the ball back to the offense and see if we can put some points on the board. I've said this with Coach Freeman. I think we're a field goal or we're a touchdown away from just having some positive thoughts as far as the offense goes. It's been a little bit of a dry spell. If you take out the bomb touchdown against Allatoona in the fourth quarter, it just hasn't been a lot for those guys to hang their hat on. So this could be a situation where maybe you break through, maybe you get some points on the board coming out early in this half, and then see if we can turn the tide a little bit. We said this all along. You're looking at a group that is coming off of a state championship, and you've got some new faces out there, and there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve with all these guys. So as Hoya fans, you know, you're staying patient. You want to see the improvements, which we're seeing, and you know, everybody is wanting to get back to our winning ways. That's the expectation with the program. But you're taking some of the strides you see game in and game out, and know that you want to play your best ball when we come into the region tournament. So Let's see here. So we were about 10 minutes here. Sit about 10 minutes from the kickoff of the third quarter. We talked about this in the pregame a little bit. You're looking at some of these main guys for North Forsyth, right? Jared Lucero has just done a great job of falling forward for 3 or 4 yards every carry, and also a great game by Meats so far at the quarterback position of just making some good plays when he had to. We said this, just finding some pockets in there in that Hoya defense and finding a way to pick up some chunks of yardage, 10 or 12 yards right in the middle there. So something to keep an eye on, right? The Hoya defense has been called a little bit off balance here just because of the amount of positive run plays and pass plays that we've seen in that first half. So something to keep an eye on. Can we stop one of those and try to make this Raider offense one-dimensional moving forward? So a couple things to see there. We'll look at taking a commercial break pretty shortly here. As always, we want to shout out to our sponsors, right? Don Brooks of RE/MAX Unlimited, Carl Black, Pinnacle Orthopedics, JL Brooks Constructions, Big Frog Custom T-shirts, and RE/MAX Unlimited. Remember, we're the Matt and Marty Maz family as well, Farmers Insurance, the Stover Group, the Hoya Alumni Live Chat Line, JL Brooks Construction. All right, give them another shout-out right there. So we are still looking for sponsors depending on what you are looking for. We've got first down sponsors still. We also have a situation where we're well, there's really multiple different sponsors that we're looking for. So if you're interested in that, being part of this, had one of our bigger audiences in the history of the Hoya Nation Sports against Allatoona. I think you're going to see the numbers continue to climb, especially with the social distance situation that we have going on with high school athletics. So great time to be involved with that as we roll back in here. And, you know, Adam has really been just getting his mind right, ready to come back on the radio. So he's going to hop on with us, and we're going to continue this halftime show.
Absolutely, David. Just a couple of insights for anybody that's made the trip out here to North Forsyth. If you ever had any visions of making a quick bathroom break, it's not going to happen. And let me tell you something.
I was close to deciding, all right, I think I'm going to start breaking down the Princeton offense and start going through some of these Laker cuts and backdoor and spacing. But
listen, it's a single. You got a single men's restroom in there. At a football game, at a 7A football game. I mean, are you serious? Come on.
I was assuming that you went down there and maybe went with the Raider special and got a little pizza. And,
there, go with the. I did not go with the Zaxby's $7 meal. I turned it away at the last minute. But no, I was in the line the entire time. And then of course, what am I going to do when one of our Hoya players, Peyton Bumpers? I had to let Bumpers in there.
Trying to get some guys on the alumni chat line right here.
Yeah, if you go on to the App Store and search Hoya Nation Sports, just download the app, and then once you've downloaded it, log into it by clicking the 3 little dots in the upper right-hand corner. And once you're logged in, you'll see the little chat bubble. You can touch that, and then you can chat with Coach Brock and myself. Check that out. It's a free app. It's still free. It may not remain that way, but as of right now, it's free. So head to the App Store, download it for free, log into it, and you can participate in our Hoya Alumni live chat throughout the broadcast, as Caitlin Brannon is doing. Thank you, Caitlin, for listening. Caitlin Brannon. We appreciate you guys. Will Brock, Jordan Gately. Gately is not a big fan of the running game.
No,
she's a Gator, so she's used to the airing it out,
true.
you know. So she's a big Gator fan. Tony Garcia listening from what I would assume to be Rome, Georgia, up at Berry College. Thank you for listening, Tony. We appreciate you guys, everything that you did in your career, bringing that championship to Harrison. I'm glad that you're continuing to support Harrison Hoya football. Catherine Duffy is also. Oh, my goodness. We've got a gentleman, Patrick. says that Mites for North Forsyth is his cousin, but always go Hoyas. Get this, the second half. That's interesting. So we got a little bit of a North Forsyth tie between the Hoyas and North Forsyth with the quarterback. I think we've got some of Brock's buddies on our chat line for sure.
That's right. We've mentioned there's multiple current issue superstars out there that are on the Hoya Nation alumni chat line, but I missed that. I didn't see the Brock's Buddies thing, but one of the greatest current issues trivia teams in Hoya history right there was Team Brock's Buddies.
Team Brock's Buddies. Okay. Well, hopefully one of the greatest halves of football will be coming up right now from the Hoya offense. Now, what's interesting is, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but we're going to pump with volume. Does this sound familiar to anyone? North Forsyth is taking a page out of the Hoyas book, and they're playing Journey before the third quarter. That's not when you play Journey.
No, well, in this new normal, it may be.
Maybe it gets bumped up a quarter.
I think you don't know what happens in the second half, so you want to go ahead and get that song played so you don't have that bad taste in your mouth when you're leaving.
Maybe that's what it is. At Harrison, it is a traditional third quarter, fourth quarter transitional song. However, last week they messed it up. They played it early. They played it coming out of half.
That's right.
Which could have very well had an effect on the outcome. It is a great song, Catherine Duffy. You're absolutely right. And, Catherine, here's what I would like for you to do. I want you to share our app with everybody that you know. I want you to get your friends on it, family, neighbors, everybody. We appreciate you guys. Listening tonight and especially interacting because, sometimes it's difficult when you're on a 20-minute halftime show brought to you by J.L. Brooks Construction to fill it with content when there was not a whole lot of offense in that first quarter, 10-0. North Forsyth had that one scoring touchdown. That was actually scored by a defensive player, which Patrick Corrigan from 3 yards out accounted for the only touchdown. And then the kicker, Swearingen, with a 23-yard field goal, and those was your scoring right there. It's going to be interesting to see if both quarterbacks are warming up right now. Who takes the stage starting out?
Yeah, I agree. It's a little bit of a quarterback roulette the first 2 weeks, which if you're going to do that, that's definitely the time you want to. We're trying to get guys snaps and see, all right, who can step up, who can make some plays. But look, nature of the beast is we need some sort of life on offense, so we've got to figure out who's going to inject that into basically this offense's veins.
All right, so as Coach Brock told you, the offensive stats for either team they're not Hall of Fame stats by any stretch of the imagination. Again, it's early. We're early in the season, not a whole lot of reps moving forward, not a lot of the traditional camps that a lot of these kids go to. That has an effect, and you're gonna see that early on. So don't be surprised with some lower scoring games to start with.
No, and I think the main thing was, the North Forsyth numbers weren't great, but they're all picking those things up in chunks of 4 to 5 yards. I think that's what's been the difference is maybe not a ton of passing yards or rushing yards for them, but not very many negative plays, right? So they're finding a way to pick up 4 yards on first down, whether it be through the air or on the ground, and that's kind of been what's been steady for them. But you're definitely right, Adam. I mean, the situation where you're probably going to see some lower scoring games, especially with good football teams, right? The defense is always going to be a little bit ahead of the offense in terms of timing.
All right, so I need to clarify something here real quickly. When I said Patrick was Meets' cousin, Patrick Keller, former Hoya, and also former Bentwater Barracuda swim coach of my daughter. When she was in her very formative years.
Where can I get a Bentwater Barracuda?
I guarantee you I got one somewhere. I got a Bentwater Barracuda T-shirt or something, okay? And if I don't, I bet Patrick has one. I bet, though, if Patrick has one, his has the sleeves cut off.
Yeah, no, my skin tone is not the one of a cut off sleeve. I don't see a ton of sun.
So here's what I want to tell you, because last week we got a pronunciation chart from Coach Tilton at Allatoona. Patrick, I want to make sure I'm not butchering your cousin's name, and I'm calling him Meats. If it's Mites, I need to know, because I want to make sure that I'm saying it correctly. Megan Walsh is
she just dropped in probably 2 seconds ago, and we've said the score multiple times.
So she wants things immediately.
Yeah.
She's not willing to wait around. I will mention, yes, it is 10-0 North Forsyth here with about 2.5 minutes left in our J.L. Brooks Construction halftime show. And I know Coach Brock gave you lots of scores. Coach Simmons is listening. He's watching the Braves and listening. He is also trying to get involved in the chat. So if you have some issues with the chat, just log out of the app and log back in and see if you can't participate with us. Still really looking forward to Coach Brock's trivia question. Not sure what that's going to be just yet. So looking forward to that. Hoya Nation has been here from the beginning. They've been leaning on the railing, and they've got the white body paint tonight.
They do.
I guess there was a 2-for-1 sale at Walmart or at Party City for white body paint.
I tell you what, looking at this obstacle course back here and talking about Coach Simmons, this might be a cross country type of setup back here, to get his guys and girls out there and do a little work. So may need to make a little trip to North Forsyth and pound the grounds out here.
Yeah, right behind us, behind the visitor stands, as the teams continue to warm up and get ready for the third quarter. There's a little ropes course here that goes into the woods, and there's some different types of poles and things of that nature, and looks like quite a setup there that I would imagine most sports teams here probably take advantage of. But definitely looks like something to be right up Kent Simmons' alley.
Oh, I know that right now. If he saw that, he'd definitely want his people out there. But we'll go ahead and we're going to get this trivia question going. This will be the second one of the day. You probably knew it was going to center around basketball, but what we're going to look for in this one is who is the all-time leading scorer in college basketball history when we're looking at points per game, right? So what college basketball player averaged more points than anyone else in the history of college basketball, points per game? We'll go one season, just one season.
All right. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick says it's Mites. Okay, excellent. I appreciate it. I don't want to say his name incorrectly. He's played very well so far. Brady Mites. Just want to send a shout out to Julie Austin and the Austin family who are listening from Kennesaw. You will be glad to know that Maggie is in fine form tonight. She has already come up and see us here. And yes, I can. If you send her up here, I will give her $10 for a hamburger.
$10.
That's right.
$10 burger. That is the Raider special.
Yes, as I keep telling my wife, I'm made of money. Okay, she figured that out a long time ago.
All that golf you've been playing, man.
Well,
it feels like
all the golf that I play with y'all, I play even more with other people. I'm just hustling them. I never pay for golf when I play with y'all because I'm just buying those rounds from my winnings.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So absolutely, Julie, send her up here. I'll be glad to do it. As we're about to get ready for the third quarter, we spent the entire first half on our feet. We stood for the entire first half. I can tell you right now we're seated, and that may continue depending on it looks like our line of sight is fairly good. I was concerned about that at first, but we should be good to call it from where we are. A little bit of the chain link fence. You can see us if you're at the game. We're right above the visitor stands. And you see our sign there. It says listen live now, and it's got our website, HoyNationSports.com, as the Hoyas will be kicking off here to start the third quarter. And we have our first answer, and it is Shaquille O'Neal. And that is incorrect. Leslie Mockler is trying to go 2 for 2. And Christian Lowry is going to boom this one about 9 yards deep in the end zone.
And thing was headed to the obstacle course right there.
And I'll tell you what, you don't want to kick it. He kicked one in the woods in pregame. I don't think you want to go gather that thing. There's some, I mean, that's like I don't know what's back in those woods. Banjo playing back in there.
Probably some of those Vipers that we heard on the way down here.
Yep. All right, Christian Lowry, nice kick. Nice kick. And that's the Raiders are going to start at the 20-yard line as the offense gets settled out there. The Hoyas defense going to start with their starting defense. Trenton Hayberg, Jay Ziegler, Charles Remy, Day Hood, and along with number 18. And we've got a winner, and we'll give you that after this first play. Mites in the shotgun. And you're going to have a flag, and it looks like it's going to be a false start on the Raiders to start the third quarter.
Illegal procedure against the Raiders.
And Coach Simmons coming in big there with a trivia question.
Yep.
With Pete Maravich, right? I think it was 44.3 or 44.5 per game for LSU. So, I'll tell you what, Coach Simmons figuring out how to get in the chat and immediately being opportunistic.
Yes, taking advantage, seizing the opportunity, gets that free T-shirt and sticker. Congratulations, Coach Simmons. Mites hands it off to Lucero, and he's going to try to get about 1 yard. Going to make it 2nd and 14 to go from the 16-yard line with 11:45 to go. Raiders leading 10-0 here. Start of the second half. As Mites is again in the shotgun, they're going to go with two wideouts to the near side. And they're going to bring big number 45, Riley Smith, across the formation. They're going to fake it to Lucero, and they got it. Todd is wide open, and he is taken down out there by Trenton Hayberg. Nice job out there on the edge in space, and he's going to be short.
We talked about this during the halftime show, how big this opening drive was for the Hoya defense to try and force a 3-and-out. We know that we've probably made some adjustments offensively, so we can get those guys right out there and see if we get the ball rolling. It's a big play.
All right, Hoya defense on a big 3rd and 7, trying to force a punt here on the opening possession. And that's going to get me off my feet as Hood shows a little pressure off the edge. And here he comes, and turning around is Todd at the 28. That's going to be at his feet, incomplete. Trenton Hayberg on the coverage. Hayberg has been all over the place tonight, really playing well and sticking his nose in there. And they're going to force a 3-and-out, so nice job by the Hoya defense coming out of half.
That's a fantastic job. Exactly what you asked for. I mean, you couldn't have scripted any better right there. We're going to get this punt and see if the Hoya offense can make a play for us in what should be decent field position.
Yep, you've got the returner, Marcus Owens, who's back out there standing at his own 44-yard line. So a good return here could break this game open here. And a low line drive. He needs to field it. He fields it, fumbles it, and just falls on it at the 44-yard line. Smart play by Owens. And that one was that one probably got about 15 yards off the ground, and was kind of it was like a bullet. It was like a driving spiral, kind of a sideways spin to it, so it was tough to hang on to.
Yeah, that looked like a 3-iron right there. I mean, didn't get much off the ground at all, and yes, tough one to field there. Fortunate to get our hands on that once we dropped it. Still good field position, though.
All right, Hoyas need a positive play here on first down, and Trip Richardson along with Akshabaz, Montour, another low snap, and Richardson picks it up. And he's got about 3 yards and makes literally something out of nothing. He picks up 2. They're going to push him out at the 46, but that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, I mean, if there was ever a play where you could sneak 3 yards out right there, that's probably the best one you're ever going to have. We drop that snap and still find a way to get positive yards, putting it in about a 2nd and 7, Adam.
Yeah, that's a great job by Richardson, showing his athleticism and his speed to get out of the pocket, because they were coming. They're going to show pressure again. This time they're showing it with number 11, Bentley Wheeler. And again, just nowhere to go, and Wheeler has him all the way back at the 33-yard line. And I don't know what was called. It looked like maybe they were trying to get a middle screen out to Montour, but just didn't materialize, and now it's 3rd and 18.
Yeah, another 3rd and long, but you're right, Adam. I think that had to be a screen because the floodgates were pretty open coming down the middle. 0 time to make a play. I mean, nothing you could do but tuck it and just fall in on yourself.
So the Hoyas have moved backwards here. And 3rd and 21, from the 35-yard line here. First possession of the second half for the Hoyas. And you've got 11 guys in the box here, David, and a timeout for the Raiders. And we're going to take a timeout as well. Join us on the live chat line. You're listening to Harrison Hoya Football on HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Are you dreaming of a new house but don't know where to start? J.O. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
Ugh, I really need a new car.
Well, did you know that Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Kennesaw has over 28 acres of inventory?
Really? That means there must be a car fit for me.
Of course. Just visit www.carlblackkennesaw.com to see their latest specials and to find your dream car today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at North Forsyth High School. Hoyas trail North Forsyth High School, the Raiders, 10-0 here. They've got the ball 3rd and 21 from their own 35-yard line. Richardson in the shotgun. He's got Shabazz to his left. They're going to bring Ziegler across. They're going to hand it to him. And he's going to pick up about 7 yards up to the 42-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down, and the Hoyas are going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, safe play call right there just to gain a little bit of yards, and we'll see if we can flip the field and maybe pin these guys back and put some pressure on that defense again to make a stop. You know, Adam, I don't say this very often. I'm feeling maybe like we might get the turnover chain right here. I think the defense might step up and get us a good turnover.
Yeah, I have a positive feeling about this next drive that somebody is gonna step up and make a play and turn this game around and get old Uncle Mo back on the Hoya sideline. Christian Lowry standing at his own 28-yard line. No pressure, and he skies one, and calling for the fair catch back there is Hartsfield at the 24-yard line. And that's where the Raiders will begin with 8:07 to go in the third quarter, with a 10-0 lead over the defending state champion Harrison Hoyas.
You're right. We're asking our defense to step up and make a play again right here with North Forsyth starting on the 25-yard line. Let's see if we can cause a fumble at them right here. Maybe get an interception, spark some life on this sideline. We desperately need it.
So Mites. And back there in the backfield with Mites is Mike Benjamin, number 6. And Todd across the formation. And they're going with 4 wideouts, trips to the far side. And Mites gets some pressure up the middle from Stanfield, and he almost ripped that ball out of there. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by Bryce Stanfield.
Yeah, great first down right there for the defense to step up and put those guys in a situation where now they're looking at 2nd and long.
And they have been fairly successful on first down tonight, picking up 4 to 6 yards with Lucero. Lucero's out of there right now, and they're sticking with Benjamin. And there is nobody covering the slot right now. And Hood sprints out there, and they're going to give it to Benjamin, and he is taken down with violent intent by Marcus Blazard.
Absolutely, but Adam, a situation where, you know, we weren't matched up at the start there, probably avoided disaster a little bit, and we do have a 3rd and long. So let's see if the defense can do what they've been doing all night, force another punt.
3rd and 8 from the 27-yard line. And lined up wide for the Raiders is Austin Colon. And the man that's been giving them fits all night, Tucker Hartsfield on the far side. And then number 4, Will Peltz is in the slot. Lucero is back out there, 3rd and 8. Mites, 3-step drop. Across the middle, almost picked off by number 18 of the Hoyas, and that's the guy that we were talking about in the pregame, Reggie Bridgman. Boy, he read that and just almost picked that one off, and he was taking it to the house.
Yeah, great play right there for Reggie to close the space, and looks like he probably got a hand on that one. And here we go, another punt. Chance for maybe Marcus to make a play here, right, if he can catch one and get a return on it.
If he catches that one cleanly on that last one, he probably finds a seam and gets some yardage. So we'll see what happens. Califoot is late getting out on the field, and another low line drive, and Owens wisely runs up and calls a fair catch, saving probably about 20 yards of field position. And that's going to be great field position for the Hoyas at their own 48-yard line. I think they're going to mark it at the 49. Actually, no, the 48-yard line. So, again, they've had the opportunities. They've had great field position really all night long. So we'll see if they can do anything with it. Short field here for the Hoyas. And Richardson is back out there. The receivers are Montour, Owens, and Ziegler. And the back in the backfield at fullback is Akshabaz. Ziegler. Another low snap. He's got some space. He turns on the jets, breaks it outside across the 30, 25-20, 10-5, touchdown, Jay Ziegler. And just like that, the Hoyas are back in this ball game. And I'll tell you what, I about ran out of fingers trying to count all the moves that Jay Ziegler just made on that run.
That's a fantastic run right there. Gets into open space, breaks a couple tackles, stays on his feet, and then jets down the sideline for the score. And immediately you see the Hoya sideline have a shot of energy in them right there.
And you talk about Uncle Mo. He just absolutely changed his seat. He has moved from the Raider sideline right over here, and he's sitting next to me. And that extra point is blocked.
There is a flag.
Looks like there was a flag thrown as Christian Lake. Yes, there's a flag on the ground at the 3. And that run just right out of the gate, a 52-yard touchdown run by Jay Ziegler, just mesmerizing.
No doubt. Most exciting play of the game for either side.
And you could tell once he got into space, there was nobody that was going to catch him. And this one may get kicked again. That may have been a penalty on the Raiders. So the Hoyas may get another chance. And you can just see the life that was breathed into this Hoya team with that big touchdown run.
Yeah, I think that Doc Shum summed it up pretty good right there on the Hoya Alumni Live chat finally, right?
Yep.
We needed something good to happen.
And it was either on, it must have been Coach Dickman's wanting an explanation for the flag. There was a flag dropped, and I guess he's getting an explanation. The only problem is it's not the one he wanted.
No, I don't think he likes the explanation.
So the Hoyas hanging in there, just scrappy start to this third quarter, 6:26 to go. And, guys, it is so humid out here right now. The papers, if I touch them with my arm, they are like sticking to me like glue. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So the Hoyas are bridging that gap right now. It is now 10-6 after that blocked extra point. And now you're going to start to see the HBI index. The HBI, we'll check out the HBI, as Terry and I often like to do on kickoffs. And we'll see what it is. I'd say the over-under on the HBI is probably going to be 4.5. I'll go 4.5. I don't know. I should have taken the under. I don't see any. Wow. Okay.
I have no idea what the HBI
it's
index
the head
is.
bob index.
Oh, my gosh.
It's the head bob index, Coach. Once you get a big play, you get a big score, the kickoff team gets a little HBI going.
Well, that missed PAT probably.
That probably took a little sting out of it. And Lowry is going to boom this one. And this one lands in Dahlonega, and they're going to bring it out to the 20.
There might be some gold on that ball.
So at least some gold dust. So, again, the defense has been the story tonight for the Hoyas, just turning them away the first two possessions of the third quarter. You got to think that one more time, just one more time, and the offense, I think the offensive line is starting to kind of hit its stride right now. Ran into Peyton Bumpers at halftime, and he wasn't overly concerned. He was fairly confident. He told me, we just need to run the ball to the right. I got it. So good to know that he's confident in his ability, and there's going to be another motion penalty, I believe, as Trenton Hayberg is doing his best referee impersonation. He's pointing to the Raiders and saying that they moved early.
Backs them up right there. It's going to make it a first and long from about 15 yards now.
Yeah, so it's interesting how just that little bit of difference, because now they're used to gaining 4 and 5 on first down. Now they're the ones playing behind the chains here in this second half, and the Hoyas are going to try and impose their will here. Low snap. They give it to Lucero, and he gets nowhere. And he's going to be pushed backwards, and he might lose a yard.
That's a great job by the Hoyas swarming around him, right? Not sending one, but about 4 or 5 guys there to make the tackle and make sure he doesn't fall forward.
Yeah, he did not fall forward that time. They're going to spot this one at the 14-yard line. He did lose a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 16. Yeah, don't worry. I panic when that happens, too. My screen goes black. I've lost a couple years on my life when it just goes into sleep mode. And the Hoya defense trying to put the Raiders offense to sleep here. Mites, swing pass out to Colon. He reverses his field, nothing doing. And let me tell you something, that Hoya defense is rallying to the football, led by Marcus Blazard and Day Hood. And nothing doing there. Just almost moved backwards on that one as well.
Yeah, looks like another negative play in third down and long here.
And I think Marcus is just upset because they're mispronouncing his last name. I mean, that's the last thing you want to do is disrespect the guy by mispronouncing his last name. And he has been playing really well tonight. Watch out for number 8 in the slot. That's the Tucker Hartsfield. And Reggie Bridgman has it. He's giving him about an 11-yard cushion. Let's see if they try to run something off of that. Mites. Little wheel route. He's looking for him. And wide open at the 33 and 37. And Bridgman just let him get a little bit lost in the traffic and picked up a big first down.
Wide open is an understatement right there. I mean, there was nobody 20 yards around him.
Just a little wheel route. And you saw that coming in the alignment.
You did.
So that's going to give them a first down, their first of the second half. And a little screen pass is blown up that time by Marcus Blazard. Just knifing in there. And that's going to be a loss of 4. And he just drilled Lucero. And he's going to feel that tomorrow.
Yeah, you can only say a man's name wrong so many times before you have to do something about it.
Maybe they'll get it right. I hope they keep saying it wrong as long as he keeps playing this way. So a loss of 3 on the play and 4:13 to go here in the third quarter. The Raiders maintain a 10-6 lead over the Hoyas. Mites in the shotgun with Benjamin. He's going to give it to Benjamin. He's going to get stood up at the line of scrimmage and driven back. And another negative play. I tell you what, this Hoya defense has come out this second half with their hair on fire.
Yeah, I mean, they're swarming around the ball, and I think they've said, look, we've got to be up to the challenge and let that offense keep going to the well. But these guys are definitely taking care of their business right now, and there's a lot of momentum and energy.
On this play right here, if the Hoyas can force a punt, that'll be huge. And then it'll be all in the hands of Marcus Owens on that punt return team to make something happen. Jay Ziegler has already shown his game-breaking ability with that 52-yard touchdown to bring the Hoyas within 4. Mites, the shotgun. And looks like we may get a timeout here. And it's a timeout. Harrison with that. We're going to step aside as well here. You're listening to Harrison Hoya football on HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Are you dreaming of a new house but don't know where to start? J.L. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
Ugh, I really need a new car.
Well, did you know that Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Kennesaw has over 28 acres of inventory?
Really? That means there must be a car fit for me.
Of course. Just visit www.carlblackkennesaw.com to see their latest specials and to find your dream car today.
For the past 29 seasons, Pinnacle Orthopedics has been the proud orthopedic provider for Harrison Athletics. Team physician Dr. Brandon Burris ensures all Hoyas are at the top of their game. With 5 locations and 16 positions, Pinnacle is always ready to help you get back to the game you love. For more information, visit pinnacle-ortho.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at North Forsyth High School. The Hoyas trail the Raiders 10-6 with 3:21 to go. Raiders have the ball on their own 34-yard line, 3rd and 13. Big play here if the Hoyas hope to change the momentum and get this and take the lead and get a chance. So Brady, Mites, and Lucero. Mites and Lucero in the backfield. Mites in the shotgun. Lucero, the fullback. Little 3-step drop. He's got pressure off the edge. Tackled by Dayhood for the sack. And the ball is on the ground. They're going to say he was down as Marcus Blazard crosses the goal line. Just an amazing play there by Dayhood coming off the edge and crashing through. And it looked like that ball came out,
my
David.
Gosh.
Wow.
Absolutely. On first glance from up here, definitely looked like he fumbled that thing before he came down, a knee on the ground or whatever it may be. But, hey, we'll take that, right? Massive stop on 3rd down.
That was huge. That was huge. The Jay Ziegler run and the last 3 plays here on defense have been huge. Here's a low line drive kick. He needs to field this on a hop. Don't let it bounce. But it was bouncing out of bounds, so good thing he didn't lose too many yards of field position down at the 32-yard line. And that's the strategy. If they're punting the football, they're punting it on a low line drive trajectory, and they're hoping that Marcus will either not field it and let it bounce, or he'll just run up and fair catch it. He could really catch him off guard if he ran up and just fielded it and took it.
I know. North Forsyth has been pretty creative in the kicking game all night, though, to keep it away from those guys to be able to make a play.
Yeah. Ryan Bass is tuning in. Ryan, former Hoya, glad he could tune in. We're trying to bring it home here, trailing 10-6, 2:37 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Both teams with 2 timeouts, if you're wondering about that. Richardson. Inside handoff to Ziegler. He's got bumpers out in front and still churning and still moving, and he's tackled after an 8-yard gain. And Jay Ziegler starting to find his rhythm here offensively.
Yeah, definitely dancing around there, and that's how it is with the running back. You get a little bit of feel-good stuff, and those feet start to find those holes a little bit quicker, and you're right, great play. Good blocking, too.
So Peyton Bumpers leading the way out there, number 62, and he did it just exactly what he told me he was going to do at halftime. So the Hoyas on a rare 2nd and short tonight. They have not been able to play ahead of the sticks here as the North Forsyth Raiders show pressure. They got 10 guys in the box right now as Ak Shabazz is the lone fullback. And again, the Hoyas have to waste a timeout. And they just weren't lined up correctly.
Yeah, Coach Dickman is not happy about that one at all on the sideline here.
Yeah, that was someone, either it was a snap count or it was an alignment issue. I think it was. It looked like it was Shabazz who was not lined up properly. A good thing they called that timeout. That could have been probably prevented a false start or them giving up 5 yards. So they'll come back out of this timeout with the ball on the 40-yard line. We appreciate you guys listening tonight. Our sponsors this year, Carl Black Chevrolet, the Hoya Alumni Live Chat Line, Big Frog Custom T-shirts, J.L. Brooks Construction, Remax Unlimited, Pinnacle Orthopedics, and our first quarter sponsor is the Matt and Marty Maz family. And our second quarter sponsor is Farmers Insurance, the Stover Group. So we appreciate those sponsors and so thankful for them, and we could not do what we are doing without their help. Also, Remax Unlimited, Dawn Brooks Partners. So the Raiders trot back out after the timeout, and the Hoyas with a wing T look now with Shabazz at the fullback. And they get movement right out of a timeout. That is not what you want, and Coach Dickman just can't believe it.
No, he wasn't happy with the timeout. He's definitely not happy now coming out of the timeout.
So 1:44 to go. Hoyas trail 10-6 to the Raiders, and they've got the ball on a second down and now 7 from their own 35-yard line, trying to get back in this game, trying to take the lead with a touchdown. So the Raiders, again, showing pressure. And Richardson is now under center as they go with that wing T look again. Shabazz to the left. Motion by Ziegler. He's got it around the edge and just turns on the Jets, and just like that picks up a first down, I think. He might be a yard short. I don't know. He may have stepped out just ahead. Looks like he stepped out just ahead of the chains, about a half yard.
Yeah, great play there on second down, coming out of that wing T. Looked like you said with some blockers, working that left sideline. And I'll tell you what, we are running hard coming out of this halftime. It seems like we're a little rejuvenated with these skill players.
So third and less than a yard from the Hoya 40.5. They got to get to the 40, about the 42 for the first down. Big third down play here. Another wing T look for the Hoyas. Ziegler, jet motion. They're going to give it to him. He falls down, and he's going to be short. And he had a hole.
Yeah, definitely and
had a
he's
hole. Got a. He didn't fall down. He has a cramp now, and this is something that will happen last week as well. Had a lot of guys in the third quarter and midway through the fourth quarter experiencing some cramps, and you got guys that like Ziegler who are playing both sides of the ball on a night like tonight. It's hot, it's humid. That's going to happen. I can't tell you how many second halves I missed in my 18 years doing exactly what the athletic training staff is doing right now, and that's stretching calves. I probably missed 10 full games just over there doing that. I missed entire halves at some point. So they're going to bring in Blazard on a fourth down. That's what's going to happen right now.
It's frustrating right there for Jay because he probably had that first down if he doesn't slip up. So you got a fourth and short with us trailing 10-6 with a minute and 25 to go in the third quarter there. So hopefully we get this cramp taken care of. Like you said, I mean, it is humid out here tonight. Even our papers are sticking together. So I can imagine the amount of sweat these guys are losing and the fluids they're having to put back in to their body.
So Judy Dickman said, get the coconut water, throw out some mustard packets, do something.
Big play right here, Adam.
Yeah, it's huge. This is huge. 1:25 to go in the third quarter. Even though you got a whole quarter to play, you feel like this is a big momentum shift. And I don't think there's going to be any dilly-dallying around. I think you're just going to line up and hand the ball to Blazard and let him power for that yard. And offsides by the Raiders. And hard count there by Trip Richardson. That's a headsy play by Trip Richardson as Greg Blazard is cheering the Hoyas on from Utah. And Greg, I'm gonna if you will give me your address and T-shirt size on the live chat line, I will get that shirt out to you immediately. Appreciate you supporting us from across the country. We're going to try to get this drive going and score here. 1:25 to go. Fresh set of downs for the Hoyas on their own 46-yard line. Giving it to Montour. He's got some room. He's got 5. He's got 10. He's got 15. He's still on his feet. Down the sideline. 20. 10. Knocked out of bounds. All the way down inside the 5-yard line. Jared, big play, Montour.
Hey, if there was any question where the momentum was right now, we slammed the door on that. Fantastic run to get down the right sideline and get way deep into the red zone. Hoyas have looked great coming out of halftime right there.
They obviously made a lot of adjustments. They're committed to the running game. And I tell you what, that offensive line has made a statement right now. And he got pushed out of bounds right at the 10-yard line. So it's first and goal. Looks like first and goal right at the 10. They're going to go with a shotgun look this time. Another low snap. Richardson's going to have to try to make something happen. He gets bottled up, but he gains about 2 yards. And he's going to get – I'm trying to get a better look at the spot here. It's tough to tell. Second and goal from the 8-yard line. So the Hoyas trying to punch this one in. And we'll see what the Hoyas do here. Second and goal, 38 seconds to go. Clock is running. And they're going to hand this one to the outside, and running, trying to get to the edge that time was Charles Remy. And Remy, or that was Montour again with a short gain. And that's going to bring up third and goal. And that may very well be the last play of the quarter. And that'll get us to the fourth quarter, where your Harrison Hoyas trail 10-6, but they're knocking on the door. Third and goal from the Raiders' 7-yard line as the Hoyas try to take the lead. We're going to take a short break and come right back. You're listening to Harrison Hoya football on HoyaNationSports.com and the Hoya Nation Sports app.
Are you dreaming of a new house but don't know where to start? J.L. Brooks Construction is a local family-owned and operated hard-working construction company serving Metro Atlanta for the past 32 years. We do everything from small remodeling, new construction, to light commercial construction jobs. J.L. Brooks can make your dream home a reality. We look forward to doing business with you and your family. Visit jlbrooksconstructionincorporated.com for more information and like us on Facebook.
Ugh, I really need a new car.
Well, did you know that Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Kennesaw has over 28 acres in inventory?
Really? That means there must be a car fit for me.
Of course. Just visit www.carlblackkennesaw.com to see their latest specials and to find your dream car today.
For the past 29 seasons, Pinnacle Orthopedics has been the proud orthopedic provider for Harrison Athletics. Team physician Dr. Brandon Burris ensures all Hoyas are at the top of their game. With 5 locations and 16 positions, Pinnacle is always ready to help you get back to the game you love. For more information, visit pinnacle-ortho.com.
Are you looking for a real estate agent with the experience, the tools, and the know-how? Located in Kennesaw, Don Brooks and other RE/MAX associates ensure you find just what you're looking for. They've been serving the Metro Atlanta area for over 32 years, and a large sum of their profits go to help the Children's Miracle Network hospitals across the U.S. and Canada. For more information, you can visit www.remax.com or visit them via Facebook or Twitter.
Monstrous play coming up here right now. Hoyas, 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 right now, or 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. Trip Richardson is in shotgun. He's got Shabazz to his right. Montour. Richardson keeps it himself, puts his head down. He gets inside the 5-yard line. And they're going to spot it at the 4-yard line, 4th and goal from the 4 with 11:45 to go. They're going to trot out Christian Lowry to try and make it a field goal game here.
Yeah, right decision, right? You've got a lot of momentum on your side, right? You've controlled this second half. Take the points right here. Keep trusting your defense. The offense is leading some drives and getting points, so I like it right here.
So Lowry, normally very dependable from 45 yards in. And Jay Ziegler still getting tended to on the sideline with those cramping issues. And Lowry, this one is up and good. So Lowry from 21 yards out cuts the deficit to 10-9. And the Raiders, who have not had anything going on offense in the second half, are going to get the ball here on the kickoff. So another, again, you talk about special teams and being able to, make people drive a long field. When you have a guy like Christian Lowry back there, he can kick field goals from distance, and he can stick it in the end zone every single time. When you're forcing teams to go 80 yards at the high school level every single drive after you score or to lead off a half, you're putting them, the percentages of them scoring on that first drive, I think, are something around 20 to 25% if you're able to put it in the end zone.
That's a major weapon.
Yeah, big time. Big time. And we've been lucky to have those guys throughout the years on our special teams as weapons, and we use them. Again, I just had to give a shout-out to Coach Brock on the excellent call on not putting the 10 up.
Yeah, you know what? I made a lot of good decisions in my life. That's probably up there.
I tell you what, that's top 5 probably. With who you chose to marry being number 1.
That's right.
Not putting the 10 up is number 5. Hoyas to kick it off here with 11-12 to go. And Lowry puts toe to leather. This is a low-line drive. And we have a whistle. And it looks like they make – I don't know what the call was. I don't see a flag.
No idea.
Oh, there was the flag. Couldn't see it for offsides on the kickoff from the Hoyas. Wow. I mean, just maybe a little bit too much adrenaline there. Just timing a little bit. So that'll put Lowry back, and they will be kicking now from just 5 yards back. He can put it at the back of the end zone.
Yeah,
from there. I mean, that's it's just it's probably maybe decreases his chances of getting into the end zone by about maybe 30% by putting it 5 yards back. He can still do it very easily. But now he's got to think about it a little bit. And they may have had another strategy in terms of, do they want to kick it to the up back?
That may be a good break because that first kick was sailing out of bounds,
yep.
Right?
And this one is an absolute rocket. And moving back 5, he kicks it 8 yards deep. Just, again, I mean, it's like he's got an earpiece and here's what we're talking about him. I mean, to be such a weapon like that even when you move him back, he's still kicking it 8 yards deep. That's quite a leg.
That's a Saturday kick.
Oh, yeah, big time. So Lowry kicks the touchback, and the Raiders, again, are going to have to start from their own 20. They're going to have to take it 80 yards for the touchdown. And, again, we're in territory where it's going to be interesting. You're even with a touchdown, you're talking about a one-possession game as Mites is in the shotgun. Hoyas show pressure. He's going to keep it himself and get nowhere. And guess who? Marcus Blazard knifing through there. And Mites is a little slow to get up, but boy, oh boy. It's like Blazard knows where the play's going before he diagnoses it, and he just knifes in there and makes the tackle.
Yeah, somebody may have put that North Forsyth playbook in his CTLS resources this week.
It must have been attached to one of his assignments as a document.
PDF form.
Well, you can just upload it. It's really easy. Hoya's single safety is Brigman. Hood shows pressure. Quick drop and complete at the 24-yard line to Todd. And that's going to make it 3rd and 6. Another big play here for the Hoya defense. But nice coverage out there on Todd on that little slant. So, Hoyas, this is coming down to it. If you're listening right now, text a friend, call a friend, let them know this is a tight game. 10-9, Hoyas trail late. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 6, the Raiders trying to convert. Actually call it 3rd and 7 from the 23. Lucero is the fullback. Mites in the shotgun. 3-step drop. Steps up again, and he is turned away at the 24-yard line by Day Hood and Marcus Blazard, the law firm of Blazard and Hood, inflicting some justice on 3rd and 7.
Great series there by the defense. I'll tell you what, they've cracked the code a little bit. North Forsyth is having a hard time getting anything on the ground. You know, they were guaranteed 3 or 4 yards in the first half, and that is just not going right now.
I tell you what, when you get off the field, when your defense gets you off the field like that, your offensive line has got to feel great and got to be like, okay, we're going to pick you up and we're going to take a drive here. I feel like our offense is about to turn it into high gear. And another low line drive. This one's going to bounce high, and Marcus does the wise thing and fields it and saves, I would say, easily 15 yards of field position by coming up and fielding that punt.
This is the tale of two halves, right? That North Forsyth defense has really been on the field for the majority of this half. So we're kind of seeing a little taste of their own medicine here, what we saw the first half.
Yeah, the Hoya offense, they've been able to run the ball. They've been successful. They've been able to take care of the football. So 2 scoring drives, the 22-yard field goal by Christian Lowry, and the 52-yard touchdown run by Jay Ziegler. And we'll see if he gets back out there. Jay is back out there. He's in the slot right now, as Nick Charles is at tight end right now. And nice little misdirection to Jared Montour. The reason why I didn't say anything, because I'll be quite frank with you, I didn't know who had the ball. I was about to call out a sack on Trip Richardson, and he gave it to Jared Montour on the inside handoff, and he picked up a first down. And I tell you what, these Hoya fans are not happy with the chain game.
No, I'm about to say, I try to be pretty nice on the refs, but a little slow to move the chains.
Yeah, that took about 6 seconds for them to do that. And Hoya's going to go with a little wing T look here on 1st and 10 from the Raider 48-yard line. And Richardson better snap the football. And a little counter crisscross to the 46-yard line. And, boy, you kind of get a little bit nervous when you got multiple handoffs back there. So he handed it to Ziegler. Ziegler gave it to Montour, using Ziegler as a little bit of a decoy. They've got the play clock in the lower left-hand corner of the scoreboard here, and the Hoyas are looking right at it. So you really shouldn't have an issue letting it get down inside of 5 seconds, and they snapped that one with 3. 2nd and 8 from the 46-yard line. 7:54 to go. Hoyas trail by 1. Can't give up a sack here. Trent Richardson gets out, and he's going to make it to midfield, and I think we're going to have a hold on the Hoyas. Normally, we'll have to see what the call is, but I'm almost positive that's going to be a hold, and it is, and that could be a big penalty because that's a spot foul, and that could really push the Hoyas back into their own territory as the protection broke down there, and they're going to mark this one off. And we'll see where it occurred. And then they'll mark it off from that point. So, wow. It occurred all the way back at their own 45-yard line. So that's going to be, wow.
More than I can count.
I can't. I didn't learn to count that high until at least 7th grade. Yeah, it's going to be about 3rd and 28 or 2nd and 28. That was a pretty good guess. So Hoya's going to spread them out this time a little bit. They're going to go with 4 wideouts from now their own 34-yard line, and they're just going to give it real quick hitter to Ak Shabazz, and he gets up to the 38-yard line with 7:32 to go. So 7:30 as the clock ticks, and not only are they fighting the Raiders right now, they're fighting Father Time as time continues to tick down. Only 1 timeout for the Hoyas, 2 for the Raiders, as they get the play called in on 3rd and 25, and not a lot on the play sheet for 3rd and 25.
No, you're exactly right. And like you said, the clock is going to become an issue.
So 7 seconds on the play clock, 5 seconds. He needs to snap the football. 2, 1. Snapping it with 1 second. Richardson stays on his feet, gets up to the 43-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 20. And the Hoyas are going to be forced to punt with 6:40 to go here in the ball game. Again, we want to say thank you to all of our sponsors for the 2020 season. Carl Black Chevrolet, J.L. Brooks Construction, Hoya Alumni Live Chat Line, Big Frog Custom T-Shirts, Remax Unlimited, Pinnacle Orthopedics, the Matt and Marty Maz family, and Farmers Insurance. Christian Lowry standing at his own 30-yard line. Steps into this one. This is a driving spiral and sends Hartsfield back. It checks up at the 5. Can we get it out? No, we can't. It checks up, but it bounced just over the goal line. Wow. It's like a 62-yard punt from Christian Lowry deep into the North Georgia night.
Yeah, that thing was dropped out of the moon, and when it hit at about the 5-yard line, I thought it might pop straight up in the air and we could get it, but it just kind of went to that corner pylon in the far end of the end zone.
So just under 6 minutes to go, 5:58 to go in the game, and you can pretty much bet they're going to try to lean heavy on Jarrett Lucerno here in the Raider running game. We saw Cunningham a lot on that last possession, did not have a lot of luck finding any holes. So Mites has Lucerno with him in the backfield. And a little up and a little go route, little double move. And Brigman had him momentarily and takes him down at the 32-yard line. And they just had the Hoyas sucked up in there on the run. And that man, Tucker Hartsfield, again with a little double move on the outside, gains 48 yards through the air.
Great throw by the quarterback right there. Kind of sold the play fake with the shoulders, and you're right, double move down that right sideline, and that's a massive play, biggest of the half.
Yep. That's a flipping the field on one play as Mites and the Raiders have it at their own 33. They're going to give it to Lucero, who is punished at the 31 and just spins and falls forward to the 30 for a gain of 3 as we get close to the 5-minute mark. And again, the Hoyas, if they can get a turnover or just hold them to a field goal, still have a excellent shot. But they got to get the ball back. And the defense has been playing great all during the second half, making plays. Mites on 2nd and 7 from the 31-yard line. 4:47 to go. Raiders lead by 1. Lucero again. And boy, and looked like a fumble. And what's the call? It got ripped out of his arms. That's got to be Hoya football. That's got to be Hoya football. And it's Hoya football. And Lucero had it on the left-hand side. He had about a 5-yard gain. It was ripped out of there. And I didn't see who ripped it out. It looked like it may have been Trenton Hayberg, number 31.
Hey, we've been talking about it all night, Adam, that the defense to get one of those turnovers. Hey, that was the perfect time to do it with 4:36 on the clock here. Great opportunity.
Another shout-out to Greg Blazard, who's on our Hoya our alumni chat line, as well as Judy Dickman. We're going to get this one done. We're going to bring it home for you guys. Tracy Klein listening in Chicago, Illinois. Thank you, Tracy. Caitlin Branding is still listening, as is Julie Austin and Will Brock. Hoyas 1st and 10. Going to give it to Ziegler. Around the left side, he's got space. Puts his head down, can't get away from the tackler, but picks up 16 yards into Raider territory. 4:28 to go. And that momentum is back on the Hoyas, but it looks like a penalty flag. And this one may be coming back. And it is a holding call against the Hoyas. So big first down effort negated. And we'll see where they spot this one. So that was unfortunate. That would have been huge and almost a backbreaker on that Raider defense.
Yeah, you talked about this the first half. We didn't have very many penalties, not a whole lot of self-inflicted stuff on offense. In the second half, we have had some pretty untimely ones.
Two big holding penalties, which put the Hoyas behind the sticks. Good news is now it's still first down, but we're way back. We're first and about 19, looks like. First and 18 from our own 27. So Hoya is going to try it one more time here. 3 wideouts. Akshabaz is the fullback. Rocket motion by Jay Ziegler. Going to fake it to him. Over the middle is Montour. And it's tipped in the air. And picked off by number 1, Peyton Wagner, of the Raiders. Just a little behind Jared Montour and picked off. So big first down run negated by a penalty and just trying to get a little bit of it back there right through the hands of the receiver into the waiting arms of Peyton Wagner, the defensive back for the Raiders. And does the Hoya defense have one more stand in them? They've been out there a lot, David.
They absolutely have, and we're going to need them one more time. But you're right, Adam. Definitely have been out there a lot the last few minutes.
So Mites and Lucero he has Lucero behind him. They're going to just hand it to him again, and he's got space, and he is eating up yards now. He picks up about 8 on first down. That's going to get us inside of the 4-minute mark. Again, the Hoyas with 1 timeout, trailing by 1, 10-9. They trailed 10-0 at halftime and have come storming back here in the second half. The only thing separating them is a blocked extra point on the 52-yard touchdown run by Jay Ziegler. 3:38 to go. Mites milks the clock. Snaps it with 5 seconds. Quarterback run. Gets the first down. And Mites gets the first down. They're going to move the chains and gives them a new set of downs with 3:25. Once they set the chains, they will wind the clock.
Burning those 2 timeouts in the third quarter, I know we had no other option, but that is going to become an issue right now as the clock starts to wind again.
You're looking at a situation right now where one more first down with only that single timeout could be all she wrote. The Hoyas are hanging in there, though. Mites in the shotgun. He's got Lucero to his right. They snap it with 4. Lucero has the ball. He's going to pick up about 5 yards up to the 25-yard line. And Lucero just, is one of those guys that, he hits you all night long, and then when it comes to the fourth quarter, he just has worn you down to a point where those hits, instead of you stopping him for a 3-yard gain, he's pushing you for a 6-yard gain.
You're right.
Lucero is continuing to carry the load for the Raider offense as we tick towards 2.5 minutes to go. Hoyas trailing 10-9, and the Raiders with the ball on the Hoya 26. Mites gets waiting, snapping it with 2 seconds. Give it to Lucero again. He knifes inside, and he may have enough for a first down. We'll have to see. And I believe they're going to move the chains and wind the clock. And the Hoyas have 1 timeout left. And that was very strange. They signaled that it was a first down, and now they're repositioning the chains.
Yeah, there's been a couple problems.
I tell you what,
the
chain crew, they're going to have to relook at their performance here tonight. 3rd and very short. And that's a motion penalty on the Raiders, and couldn't have been a better time for that with 1:34 to go on 3rd and 1. That's going to make it 3rd and 6. So they're going to
favor.
So they're going to bring in Cole Simmer, number 55, as a fresh body and give Nick Springer a little bit of a break. He's been out there a long time, and that's going to push it back. Big play here, David. 3rd and 6. You know, at this point, you stop them here. You got to use your only timeout.
Yeah, I think you have to. But the key thing is, if you don't stop them, it's the game. So, got to buckle down one more time.
One more stop for the Hoyas, and they can get a timeout and force a field goal attempt. Under center, they're going to go I formation, and he is not going to get it. He's going to be tackled at the 24-yard line. He's going to be about 4 yards short, and the Hoyas called their final timeout with 1:31 to go, trailing by 1, 10-9 here. Their first road test of the season. The only difference in the game is that blocked extra point in the 3rd quarter. Will it come back to haunt the Hoyas, or will they overcome it and rally here in the final minute and a half? 91 seconds to go in the second game of the year. And I tell you what, David, if they can somehow make a play here and score and get out of here with a W, it's going to be a happy bus ride home.
Oh, it is.
If they can't, they're going to be regretting a lot of things that happened during this game on that opening drive, that fumble in the end zone. And it might be a really long, quiet drive.
You're right, but we said this during the halftime show. I think they were looking for something, in this week to give them some confidence. Offensively, we have played a better second half.
Absolutely. Totally different.
Yeah, and so I think there are things that are showing some growth in this team regardless. But, Adam, I 100% agree. I've been in this situation before, and you want to have some huge plays with 1:30 to go and get this win. And it will be a happy bus ride back. That's
and
for sure.
It looks like they're just going to go for it, which is surprising. 4th and 4 from the Hoya 24. Hoyas need a stop right here. Little sprint out to the left. And it's incomplete. Nice coverage out there on Hartsfield, who's been killing us all night. And nice job out there by Trenton Hayberg, and that's huge. Now, we were talking about this earlier. We talked about Christian Lowry. We talked about using him as a weapon. Where do we got to get to? We got to have to get about 45 yards of field position to really feel like we got a chance here. And putting it on Christian Lowry to where he's kicking about a 47 or 48-yard field goal. This is going to be exciting, folks. Glad you're tuning in. Hoyas going with 4 wideouts. Hayberg. And just in front of Jay Ziegler, oh my goodness, had him on a slant. And he puts that on the money. He's still running. Just that you can see just the timing's just a little bit off. And he had a nice pocket to throw in and just led him a little bit too much. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 with 1:22 to go.
Right down the seam, and you're right, Adam. He's running to the bus right now if he catches that.
Hoya's going to go with 4 wide again. Shabazz the lone setback. And you can't take a sack right here. And he is bottled up at the 20, and he's going to lose 5 yards. And the Hoyas are going to have to hurry up here with 1:05 to go on 3rd and 14. We're under a minute. Hoyas trailing by 1. Hoyas need to move the chains. They need to move the ball about 50 yards to give Lowry a shot. A little wheel route. He's got Jay Ziegler. He had him. That's got to be a flag, and it is. And a 15-yard variety is going to stop the clock at 41 seconds. That's only going to move the ball up to the 35 because in high school it's just a 15-yard penalty. It's not a spot foul. Had it been a spot foul, the Hoyas would have it on the Raider 45.
Adam, that is a massive penalty right there because we've still got 41 seconds left in this game.
In 41 seconds, you can work the sideline for a couple throws, but you cannot give up another sack. And I'm sure that's what Coach Dickman is telling Richardson right now, that is something that you absolutely cannot do. And that was probably – that cost us about 20 seconds, that sack. So that next play was a little wheel route to Jay Ziegler, and he was interfered with. And now the Hoyas have the ball at the 35 with 41.3 to go. Down by 1, trailing 10-9. Christian Lowry staying loose over there. Corrigan can't get there. He's got Marcus Owens just over his shoulder at the 30-yard line. Oh, my goodness. He had a step on the defender. And I'll tell you what, David, I wouldn't mind throwing that one again. I think Cologne is injured. He came out of that a little bit gimpy. And I think if you can get him matched up with Cologne, number 15, one more time, I think you try that again. Now you look at how deep the safeties are playing as Marcus Owens comes out on this 2nd and 10 with 36 seconds to go. He is out of breath. Hoyas go 4 wide. Ziegler in the slot. Another low snap. Richardson steps up. He's got a man. It's Ziegler at the 48. 49-yard line, first down. And the Hoyas quickly to the line, 27.5. Once they reset the chains, the clock will start. And nice job up there by Trip Richardson to spike the ball immediately on first down and stop the clock. They didn't have any timeouts, so they got no choice. But now you need about 20 yards.
Yeah, great job by the Hoya offense there, though, to get up there to the line, spike that thing, not lose any time. 27.5 seconds. Hey, this is getting close. A couple more plays with some positive yardage. We got a little crack at this thing.
Megan Montgomery is listening from wherever she is in Athens. Judy Dickman is also. Snap to Richardson. He steps back, and he gets sacked at the 41-yard line, and he's got to get his boys to the line quickly. Quickly. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 5, 4. Richardson scrambling. Dumps it off to Owens as time runs out. He flips it to Montour. Montour flips it to number 58. And it is picked up by Akshabaz. This is crazy. And there is a flag on the play. And the flag is going to be for an illegal forward pass as number 58 for the Hoyas, Victor Garza-White, flipped the ball forward, and it was touched by Jay Ziegler. Ziegler was trying to walk to get his hands away from it. He couldn't do it in time. The flag is on the offense, and the game ends, and it ends in a 10-9 loss. North Forsyth defeating the Hoyas 10-9 here in what was a very exciting second half, a very exciting fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's like I said, look, everybody's disappointed in this outcome, right? You want these guys to get a win under their belt. But at the same time, that was good football in the second half, right? And we want to make sure that we're playing our best football when these region games roll around. And I think the coaching staff understands that. So there are positives to take away from this in this second half for sure.
Yeah, David, I totally agree with you there. Heartbreaking loss right here. You know, if you don't get that extra point blocked, you're playing possibly for overtime. Maybe if we could have gotten in field goal range there, I had every confidence that if Christian Lowry's kicking it from 50 in, he's making that field goal, and that's a great thing to sort of have in your back pocket. Want to appreciate all you guys for listening tonight, all you guys that made the trip, and Jordan Gately, Judy Dickman, Caitlin Brannon, John Hand, Caroline Duffy, Gary Blazard. We appreciate you guys. All you guys tuning in, and it was a tough one. Tracy Klein from Chicago, Megan Montgomery from Athens, Isabel Garcia, Danny Garcia, Doc Shome, the Science Gnome. We appreciate you guys listening. Kent Simmons, who couldn't quite figure out the chat line, but he won the trivia question anyway. That's Congratulations. Right. Will Brock, Julie Austin, Again, Greg Blazard, thank you so much. We really appreciate our listeners. Hope you enjoyed Leslie Mocklis, Carrie Swingley. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. Couldn't bring the victory home. It was a hard-fought game. Hoyas didn't give up. And, you can bring some positives out of this game. As a coach, that's what you want to do. And I'm sure that's what Coach Dickman's talking about right now, that there were some things that we left out there on the field, but there's also some things that we built on. We got to play some kids, that needed to play because of injury. And I think they got some much needed game experience. I thought Brigman played very well. I thought also number 27, who filled in very, very well at linebacker for us, and that was Holden Trice. He made some great plays in the first half to kind of keep it close when it looked like the Raiders were going to kind of stick another one in the end zone. He made some great plays.
Yeah, some different names stepped up tonight. And look, you've got to make the most of these situations when you're a team with some newer guys on it. You get in these situations in a 2-minute hurry up. You can learn from that, right? It's not the outcome we wanted, but at least we're getting put in these situations where guys are getting reps in some different circumstances in the game. And the next time you're in that situation, you perform better than you did the first time. And that's going to happen. And I know these coaches are going to do a great job of continuing to mold this team and get it where it needs to be.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to make sure that you're with us next week. Tune in Thursday from 6 to 9 on the Hoya Nation Sports app and HoyaNationSports.com for Hoya Nation Sports Weekly, where we recap all the Hoya Nation athletics, from volleyball to cross country to fast pitch softball and football. We'll preview the game against Langston Hughes, which will occur at home at 7:30 with the Pinnacle and Carl Black pregame show starting at 7, and we'll do another call-in show at 6:45. Remember, that call-in show number is 678-596-1971, and that's starting at 6:45 next Friday. For David Brock, I'm Adam Freeman. You've been listening to Harrison Hoya Football on HoyaNationSports.com, the Hoya Nation Sports app. Remember, Hoyas, we are rock solid.